Hello, everyone. Or no one. I don't think anyone's here yet, but I may as well talk to myself. Let's turn these settings down on the audio. I don't know. I might just turn off the entire in-game audio, but I'll decide that later. Yeah, I have not streamed in 500 years or something close to that. And we'll see how I feel. I'm trying to force myself to do this today, just maybe to get back in the habit of it, maybe being more productive in the future in general. We'll see how it goes. I've been in a major mental health slump, as those who follow me on Twitter already know. But yeah, for now I think I'm gonna just chill and play the game, and then if anyone in the chat happens to come in and wants to talk about any topic whatsoever, feel free to hit me up or request a topic. I might comment here and there, but for the most part, I'm just gonna play the game. Maybe I'll explain stuff if people actually want me to. I was gonna start at like 11 or 12 p.m. my time, which was about 3 hours ago, but I ate some tacos because it's Taco Tuesday and got like a taco nap coming on, and I just slept for 2.5 hours instead. It was actually kind of nice. Yeah, we're playing against a Lost Zone deck where for every Pokemon in the Lost Zone, their attacks will do I think like 20 damage. And I got a bad opening hand, but hey, if I can get 3 energy attached to him, it's gonna one-hit everyone. Oh cool, we actually have people in the chat. Let's see what people are asking me. Wow, that is a difficult name to pronounce. Pointer Marksman, that's not that hard. I just can't read today. Yeah, tacos are really good. I used to get them like every week on Taco Tuesday for obvious reasons. There's a discount. And, every time I eat them, I always get tired afterward, because they take like a lot out of you. You always want to go straight to sleep after eating like 8 tacos. Street tacos I'm referring to, of course, not the American kind. Those don't actually make me sleepy for some reason, but street tacos, I think it's just how like fatty and flavorful the meat is. Cam Yam, have I started working on the final review? I started working on it actually like before the episode even came out on television. The problem is I never really like got back to it much once I entered my mental health slump that I was going through. So it's been like, I mean, I didn't get much done. I got maybe 10% of it done, but like it's been on pause basically for forever. It's not so much I didn't start it as I paused it, and then I've just not been able to get back to it for the longest time. It's been very, very frustrating. I'm trying to make strides to get back to it. I think, oh my god, I don't need these again. Okay, let's turn those tooltips off. Yeah, and then actually let's turn the audio up a tiny bit. I think just streaming for the first time in 500 years is actually also going to be a big help, because I just haven't felt up to it. So if I'm actually able to force myself to try streaming today, just to see how it goes, I think that's a good sign of making some progress in terms of feeling up for actually constructing videos later. I hope that's the hope. After I do the Adventure Time finale review, I'm gonna definitely prioritize that first on my like list of videos I have to finish. But after I conclude that video, I think I'm gonna finally do that Scavengers analysis slash like explanation video, the animation short called Scavengers. That's been like, the script for that has been 80% done for many months now, and I just haven't gotten around to finishing that off. So I think after I finish Adventure Time, after I finish the Adventure Time finale review, I'm gonna get to that. And then I have some like conceptual ideas about, oh, I think I'm gonna die. Is it over? Oh yeah, it's over, I think. Let's see here. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I lost this game. There's no way I'm gonna catch up. They got their Lost Zone stuff set up to 2-hit KO me. That game was a wash. But yeah, okay, so I wanted to do like a brief video on Castlevania Season 2 because there's a bunch of Netflix shows I watched basically that I had like mild thoughts on, and I wanted to do like a bunch of 5 to 10 minute videos that aren't too heavily, like I'll write an outline for them, but I won't write an entire script. So I wanted to do one on Castlevania Season 2 because I actually thought Season 2 was pretty enjoyable. I quit Season 1 because it was just so like bare bones and standard and boring, and it's like, let's get the team together, and it just was like, whatever. Season 2 is like a very straightforward plot, but it was actually very enjoyable. The character interactions and even like the villains, despite being very kind of standard in a way, they were just very well done for what was there. So I might want to do like a Castlevania Season 2 video, and then I want to do a She-Ra video where I thought She-Ra was okay, the new one. I have some criticisms of it, and it's mostly going to be about the criticisms, but I want to make it like clear it's not like angry, knee-jerk, reactionary, like man-dude or man-baby criticisms that the internet saw when that reboot was first announced. I want to like make it clear, no, like it's going to be a legitimate video, not a bunch of angry, pointless raging about how this She-Ra looks like a boy, which like she really doesn't. And it was hilarious. If you guys remember the She-Ra controversy, people were making claims like, well, she looks like Aang from The Last Airbender, and it's like, did you forget that like everybody called Aang super feminine in The Last Airbender? There was like an ongoing joke about how he's like more in touch with his feminine side, and in that play that was put on by the Fire Nation, they cast Aang as a woman, like actress. Like, your criticism's really bad. There's this bizarre manga I read, where there's like a chicken human, and I want to make a video on it simply because it is the most bizarre manga I think I have read ever. It is just so kooky and out there, and I kind of just wanted to share the experience I had when I read it ages ago, and just how like out there it was. What is this card? I can discard a card to search for energy. That's pretty good. Discard a card. Let's discard energy retrieval. Although actually I just realized that's probably not a good play. I could have kept that and then gotten 2 of my energies back. Well, it's fine. Who cares? Who cares? It's fine. It's fine. Let's get you on. Who do I want to equip this to? I guess let's equip it on you just in case. I'm gonna have no hand here, so this actually really sucks. Do I want to get rid of energy cards in his hand? Doom News. Defending Pokemon is knocked out. Okay. So you can Doom News me next turn if he has... fuck it. We're just gonna attack. Let me see what chat is saying, because I haven't been keeping up with them very much. Sorry, I tend to drone on and get, like, zoned out. Oh, yes, Hilda. I have seen Hilda. I quite liked it. I wouldn't go out of my way to, like, say it's amazing or anything, but it was just like it was a good show. It was a nice, fun, like, wholesome show. I thought for a while, like at first, when Hilda first moves to the city, there's like some bullies she encounters, and for a while I thought it was going to go the route of like she teaches them to be better people, and that never happens in the first season at least. And I was really surprised they just kind of let it go, and like, those are the shit kids of this town, we're going to let them be shit kids and focus on these other kids. It was a little interesting. Okay, what did he do? Did he future sight me? I believe he did future sight me. Will be knocked out. Okay, well I can retreat for free, so like who cares, right? I just won't have the energy to attack, unfortunately, but oh well, it's fine. We're gonna go and... oh my god, I don't want these tooltips. I've played the game before. I think I'm good for now, actually. Just skip this turn. I've never seen anybody use this Absol ever in Standard yet, so this is kind of new to me. I don't know what the goal is here. It seems kind of seems not that great, honestly. If it had no retreat cost, you could like do Doom News and retreat or something. I don't know. It doesn't seem that. Like clearly, this person has some sort of deck around it, but I'm not seeing what the synergy is. As far as just for people here to lay out my deck, the whole goal is literally get this guy to 3 energy, do full blitz, which allows you to search your deck for energy cards, attach them wherever you want, and then you can like do this super powerful attack that does 170 damage to a benched Pokemon. But for the most part, if you get 3 energy to him, like you're good. That's your whole game plan. Literally get 3 energy on Pikachu and Zekrom, go ham. That's the only synergy here. And you can set up Manectric turn 1 because of its ability if you go second. So ideally, my perfect hand has a Manectric, has this dude, and it has energy cards. And then turn 2 I attack, I attach 2 energy to him. By turn, on turn 1 I attack because I went second. And then by turn 2 he already has 3. And then I just wreck face, basically. If you get a really good draw, this deck is very hard to counter. But a lot of people run stuff that removes energy or applies statuses or what have you, or fumbles you about, and the chances of actually getting like a perfect draw aren't as high as you'd want anyway. I have no idea what this person's deck is supposed to be still. It's kind of actually frustrating me that that I'm not sure what they're going for here. Okay, so I could get my Oranguru, I think. Let's do that. Let's get rid of this supporter and that choice band. Get this monkey. This is like probably the most valuable card, like collectively in all decks, because it allows you to draw to 3 cards. And it's like ridiculously good. Let's discard that. Energy. Draw to 3. Like, having no cards in your hand is pretty much death in Pokemon a lot of the time, so just having the ability to get back to 3 cards is amazing. Like, so many people run that monkey in just any type of deck you can imagine. The only time I don't run this monkey is if I have a ton of supporters based around card draw. Okay, let's see what chat's asking. Oh yeah, Steven Universe. I can catch up with Steven Universe. Okay, so I may as well say it now. I'm actually probably gonna not talk about Steven Universe for a little while because I'm just not feeling it. The finale was the season 5 finale, which felt like a series finale. It had a lot of small parts I liked, but on the whole, I really wasn't a fan of it. And I know it's been going like these space fascist dictators that annihilate entire planets and kill all life and are basically committing genocide on the universe to grow their own species. Like, they're just a dysfunctional family and they don't know any better. Like, I know that was kind of the central conceit to the entire setup, and it's been very well laid out that that's probably where Steven Universe was going to go, but it's still like not fun for me to see it go there because I find it really just like so how do I say this? I think there was an interview with Rebecca Sugar where she stated like, well, it's my fantasy universe, and in my fantasy universe I don't actually have to make anybody like truly evil if I don't want to, which I guess is fine, but like maybe then don't have these space rocks eliminate life across countless planet systems, because it seems very hard to forgive that with like, oh, you were just insecure and you have a bad family dynamic, let's be friends now. It's a little it's a little not my flavor of storytelling to just redeem bad guys to that extent, and then also redeem him in like a span of a single episode to boot. I take 1 less prize cards. Oh, that's not good. I only have 1 stadium card in this entire deck that can replace this, my own Lost Zone. So prism cards in this, oh my god. Prism cards in this, you can only have 1 and they're usually super powerful. And that's the case here. That is a super powerful effect because it means I take no prize cards for performing any knockouts. So I guess that's the deck synergy here, is you get these Absols, and you try to knock people out with Doom News, and the opponent gets no price cards. I guess that's what they're doing. I don't think it's that good, but most people run a lot of stadiums, and I don't, so I'm gonna have to try to draw this stadium card here. Let's just go ahead and... Let's see. It's Lily. Damn it. I need my stadium card really bad right now. Well, what does this attack do? Look at the top 4 cards. Okay. May as well attach him to Oranguru. Why not? So yeah, the thing about SU, I did really like the message. I liked the core messages it had. I just don't like the context in that it's delivering those core messages. And like I said, I still thought the season 5 finale, okay, aside from it being incredibly like rushed, almost like Samurai Jack levels, nothing is gonna be Samurai Jack levels of rushed, but it was coming pretty close. Now they gave up. I guess they don't want to wait it out and just have... I was probably gonna win that game by knocking out all their Pokemon rather than taking all my prize cards. But yeah. Steven Universe being rushed on every plot point that has, like, lore to it has been happening now for quite some time, and they have to stop. If they're doing a Season 6, they need to make sure whatever the core, like, conflict is, they need to not just, like, bulldoze through those episodes. I don't know why they had Watermelon Steven, you know, part 3 now, or whatever it was, where we had to watch an entire episode of the Watermelon trying to get back to Beach City. Like, it would have been cute as a standalone thing. It would have been like a cute, fun little throwaway adventure if it wasn't smack dab in, like, the highest stakes, highest conflict, like, series finale feeling situation, you know? Like, why did they waste 10 minutes of an 11-minute episode on Watermelon Steven when they're going to jam-pack, like, Blue Diamond, Yellow Diamond, and White Diamond turning over a new leaf in one single two-parter? I don't understand their decisions to have, you know, little fluff episodes have very slow pacing, and then hyperdrive the stuff that actually is the core premise of the show in a way. But yeah, I will probably talk about Steven Universe in a retrospective manner in the future. I just don't have immediate plans for it. I don't want to focus on it, is what I'm saying right now, just because I kind of burned my interest on it a little bit. I'm also going to be repeating a lot of things I say, like a lot of the things I said in the what was that two-parter where the cluster emerges? What was that called? I forgot. Anyway, a lot of the stuff I said there is going to reapply. So, like, a lot of the stuff I said in Legs From Here to Homeworld is going to, again, apply to, like, the finale. I don't want to say it again, so I'm going to probably wait to see where Steven Universe goes from here, because I'm actually very curious what the conflict is going to be. Like, the Season 5 finale really felt like a series finale to me. It was, like, kind of bizarre just how much it felt like the entire show was over at this point. Okay, I'm gonna take a risk. I normally would probably want to go for, like, the orangutan for draw support, but I'm gonna try to just front load my setup here and hope that I get a supporter card. Is that 50? Yeah, it's 50. Oh, what is this? The attacks of non-fairy Pokemon cost 1 more. Oh, so I'm not even gonna be able to attack this turn. Well, that kind of blows. Okay. Can't do anything. I really want this card. I have a mulligan deck where this would help a lot. It's from the latest expansion though, so nobody's gonna, like, trade for it right now. Alright, I'm gonna try to look at the chat more, I'm sorry. I'm having a hard time focusing on the game, my own random wandering thoughts, and chat, because I have two computers set up, and the one where I'm monitoring Twitch chat is, like, off to the side. Yeah, Reunited was where the cluster became awake and whatnot. A lot of, like, the fight issues I had with Reunited kind of repeated themselves again, where it's just like, let's throw in everything and let's kind of not care about, like, I guess proper power scaling or anything, and then I don't know. What was the final name of this series? What was the season 5 finale name? I also forget. Anyway, this season 5 finale, it had like I said, it had good moments in it. For example, when Obsidian pulls the sword out of her mouth, I thought that was like the coolest thing ever. That was such a good shot. I was like spellbound by that like scene. It was also chock full of like amusing references. Like there was, you know, like early 90s cartoon references, the Obsidian sword thing that looked like something out of Legend of Zelda. Obsidian herself looked like Fierce Deity Link inspired in many ways. Like there was a lot of really cool visuals, there's a lot of cool moments, but overall it just kind of because it was all atop this like very shaky plot foundation, I kind of couldn't appreciate it. I really did like what they did with Steven's own Steven loving himself. That was like animated by James Baxter, of course. That scene was like phenomenal. To be a contrarian, I will say the whole time I kept wondering, what if they find out that rose quartz can be removed, and then Steven has like an existential crisis because he literally does not know who he is anymore and loses all faith in himself and actually realizes like, wait, it wasn't me, it was my mom the whole time. How do I now become my own person? I almost feel like that would have been more powerful had they gone that route, where they remove rose quartz, Steven becomes a regular human. Why does Steven matter now? Why do we care about Steven now if he becomes a regular human? But I think a lot of people would have hated that we went that route, and also would it would also go against a lot of the like loving yourself concepts that have been we've been like leading up to for forever. I can't field blower this, right? Yeah, I can't field blower that. Field blower normally removes stadium cards or equipments, but in this case, Prism Star cards don't work, or you can't do it for some reason. I think you should be able to, honestly. These cards are way too powerful, and not everybody runs a ton of stadium cards, but But yeah, anyway, just to be contrarian, I kept wondering, like, hey, what if Steven actually ends up, like, essentially being Connie, but without the sword fighting? Why would we care? And I think actually the sad part, or the sad realization I came to is, I actually think kind of we wouldn't that much. Like, he wouldn't be that compelling without the ability to do all the rose quartz stuff, and like, I feel like a lot of people would be very upset. It'd be actually kind of contrary to the whole thing of Steven being like a good person who's capable of achieving change, and others, I don't know. I just kind of wish they explored that in like an alternate dimension. I wish there was like two branches of Steven Universe, with one branch going the way it did, which was fine, I guess, and another branch going the like, wait a second, what if rose quartz was capable of being removed from Steven? What do we do now? Whoever just followed me, thank you. I realized I should probably open Streamlabs and check. It's been a while since I streamed, so I'm like rusty on what to do. Okay, I think, so I haven't been paying attention to my opponent's cards. I think this deck is about, yeah, coin flipping. Ooh, 160. That hurts. Okay. 1, 2, 3. I could use an Ultra Ball and get my like orangutan dude back. But on the other hand, I think we're gonna wait one turn, and whatever we draw, I think we'll. I can't kill him. Hold on. Okay. I have 4 you know what? No, I'm gonna go ahead and get my orangutan, dude. Because if I can draw... I have 2 Electro Powers in this game, I believe. Let's check. Yeah, I have 2 Electro Power. If I can draw one of these, I can kill this Chansey in 1 hit. Right now, I have to 2-hit it, 2-shot it. So it's worth a chance. And I have 4 Manectrics anyway. Like, I'm not short on these guys. I don't think he has any EX Pokemon other than support ones. So this is probably just a throwaway item. We can just put it there. Draw 5 cards. Come on, Electro Power. Come on. Ah. Oh well, it was a nice attempt. It was a nice attempt. I can remove some energy. I'm gonna go ahead and remove this double energy thing. I think that counts as 2 when I'm winning, which I am. So yeah. This, like, I don't want to play... if he gets really lucky on the coin flip, I think he could one-shot KO this. I think he needs 3 heads. Alright, well... or, I could use my GX attack and kill him, but I lose out... You can only use 1 GX attack a game in this, and I need 6 energy attached to this guy to use its bonus effect of doing 170 damage to one of his bench Pokemon. I'm gonna play the odds. I'm gonna play it safe and gonna attach 2. And then if I don't die, that'd be nice, but we'll see what happens. This was probably not a good play, but I'm willing to play the lottery. Literally up to the coin flip now. Hey, I caught fire once in very important X. Yeah, long time no see. How are you guys doing? Oh my god, I'm so dead. Yeah, I should not have played the coin flip lottery. He got that double energy on there. I think I lost. I don't think I can bring this back. I should have just knocked out the Blissey. I didn't think it was that scary. Apparently it is that scary. Oh wait, hold on. Should we use this just to get more draw support? Yeah, here we go. Okay, it's not over yet. Never mind. I got some cards in my hand. Yeah, this is not yet over. Oh, I can't attack. Crap. I attached. Oh my god. Ah, shit. Oh, I attached the energy to this guy because I forgot. Oh my god. Okay, I messed up. You know what? I'm gonna concede. I had a chance and then I blew it because I forgot about the stadium card. Okay, hold on a sec. I'm gonna log into Streamlabs real quick. So if anybody follows me, I can at least say like, hey, thanks, this person. Okay, what is my Twitch username? I don't even know. There it is. I didn't remember if it had like an underscore in it, if it had spaces or not. I don't think Twitch allows you to have spaces in your username. great. Twitch is doing that thing where I have to check my phone for like a code. It's the two-factor authorization thing where you have to like check your phone every 30 days when you attempt to log into your account. Alright, I'll be right back. I gotta check my phone for this code so I can log into Streamlabs. I guess enjoy the music. It's just some like chillwave live stream on YouTube. I'm just playing it in the background. Okay, my Twitch code is, I probably should not say just to be safe. It's really strange that I have to do this too to get into Streamlabs when I'm actually logged into Twitch at this very moment itself. It's kind of bizarre. Alright, I don't care that you have a new dashboard, Streamlabs. Alright, there we go. So, Ryan K. Bush has followed me, and Pointer Marksman has followed me. Thank you very much. Much appreciated. I normally say that stuff as the notification pops up, but like I said, I was logged out of Streamlabs. Question of what is my favorite show of all time. I'm actually not sure if it's Adventure Time. Adventure Time's up there in like top 5 most definitely, but I don't know if it's like my number 1 necessarily. Because like Adventure Time, Fooly Cooly, Avatar: Last Airbender, and The Wire are all like top 4 for me. I have a really hard time deciding between those 4 as to, like, which I would place one over the other. So I guess I'll just say all 4. Fooly Cooly, Last Airbender, Adventure Time, and The Wire. The Wire is the only non-animated show in that list. It's like an HBO show from like early 2000s about, like, well, it's about the, I think, Baltimore Police Department, but it's more generally just about how, like, systemic bureaucracy functions in a city system in the US. It's just like a look at, it's the best look at like cop, it's the best cop show and like the most realistic cop show I've ever seen, in the sense that like the cops are busting, you know, drug dealers, but they never feel like they're the good guys. They just feel like they're part of a system and doing their job. And then the characters are all like super great, and they grow and regress, and just The Wire is really good. Go watch The Wire. It is such a good show. Like, I mean, everybody who's seen The Wire usually raves about how amazing The Wire is. Season 4 especially is like the best. Over the Garden Wall is really good too. I don't think I'd put it into like my top 5 though. I'm actually not sure what my list would be after my top 4, because it kind of just all merges together into like a congealed mass. I usually have a pretty hard time rating like my favorite pieces of media. It's really hard for me. As well, music is even worse for me. Like, if you ask me what my favorite like musical artist is, I wouldn't know where to even start. Like, I can't do it. My mind for some reason can't parse out like an order for that kind of category. Usually though, I can at least get like my top 3, and then beyond that I'm like, I don't know, I just like this other stuff, but I don't know how to order it. Alright, I'm gonna just keep grinding away. I could, if somebody wants me to play different decks, let me know, I guess. I have not played Pokemon trading card game for quite some time. I took like a big long break, So let's go to the deck manager real quick. Let's talk about this game, which is actually pretty good. Like, it is a very good, like, online, you know, copy, an online simulacrum of the actual card game itself. The main problem with this game is the visual aesthetic of, like, the player characters, which are just awful. Like, let's go to the home screen. Hold on. Like, Pokemon has awesome art. Like, this is fantastic art. This is the card I was using, Pikachu and Zekrom. You know, like, it looks really cool. Same for Gengar and Mimikyu. Looks amazing. Like, I also really appreciate this, like, watercolor pencil. And then we have this shit. So these are, like, the player characters, like NPCs and whatnot. They look like they were made in MS Paint, and they are terrible. They look awful, and they're, like, the first things you... As a beginner player to this game, it would be, like, the first thing you see as you go to, like, tutorial. And these terrible, like, fucking MS Paint drawings that look nothing like the actual Pokemon anime characters look like. I know that's what they're going for, but they don't look like how the anime characters looked. They just look like weird MS Paint cartoon people. And then you have to make one, like, for yourself. Like, here's my shitty one, where when I had shorter hair. They look bad. They look really bad. Like, in Hearthstone, you play as, like, the Warcraft heroes or villains or what have you. In Magic, you play as the Planeswalkers as, like, your icon, you know? Here you make, like, you're supposed to make yourself, I guess, and the options are super limited. It looks worse than a Mii does. Like, I think Mii's, like, from the Nintendo Wii, are more aesthetically pleasing than this. This is bad. And, like, a Mii might stand out more, but I still think it would look more aesthetically pleasing than just this MS Paint cartoon person. And, like, there's not really anything, like, cool. You can't even, like, dye your hair. Like, the coolest stuff you have to, like, buy, I think, and it's, like, dress-up clothes. Like, you can have, like, a Kyogre head, and even that's pretty lame, all things considered. So, like, I think actually why this game isn't as popular as it could be is because the first thing you see is these, like, super dumb images, and it's just, like, it would turn off most people who are over the age of 12, in my opinion. I think they really fudged that. I'm still amazed they haven't tried to, like, revamp the visual style entirely. At least make it look like... Okay, here's the thing that bothers me the most, I think, is if we actually look at the trainer cards that have, you know, humans from the Pokemon world, where are we? Like, they look like the actual Pokemon anime, and they look perfectly fine. In fact, there's some, like, full art trainer cards that look amazing. Let's go look for the full art collection attributes. Foil? Rare sheet? Full art? There we go. Let's just check all of it. Why not? Okay, we don't want foil. Foil just means shiny. There we go. See, like, these look good. Like, Archie looks like a boss, you know. Karina, I don't know who Karina is. I don't think I played that game. But yeah, Nurse Joy, like, these look fine. Why couldn't they have made the actual player character avatars look kind of like this and not the weird MS Paint thing they went for? Like, that. Oh, that's the other thing that bothers me too. The MS Paint ones don't have like a line around where like they're not drawn and inked and then colored in, right? It's just like a swash of color without an outline. There's no outlines, is what I'm saying. Let's go back to our avatar. Right, there we go. There's no outline around, like, the borders of, like, the hair and the skin and whatnot. That's a big part of what gives it this, like, MS Paint feel. Because in MS Paint, it's very hard to draw outlines, because obviously MS Paint is a garbage program. But yeah, like, they didn't even try to get that to make it look at least like, this doesn't even look anime. This looks like it looks like those how to draw anime books you would see in, like, bargain bin stores, where it's not actually teaching you how to draw in, like, a manga-esque art style. It's just teaching you how to draw in that weird, butchered, Americanized version of manga, I guess. Anyway, that aside, that horrible aesthetic choice aside, this is like a full-on recreation of the physical Pokemon trading card game, down to, like, the foil stuff. Like, you can have foils of any card, just like you could in the actual trading card game. The interface is generally pretty decent. Pokemon, the game has a ton of shuffling. So many cards are like, look through your deck for this, you know? So you have to reshuffle all the time. The fact that the reshuffling happens automatically in this makes it run way faster, and it still takes forever. Pokemon is a very slow-paced game, but at least you don't have to reshuffle 5 times in a single turn, which is in fact something you often do. You have to reshuffle like all the time. It's really kind of weird. That's the thing I like about the Pokemon trading card game, though, is it doesn't play like any other card game very much, just because of how heavy it has become on literally cycling through your deck and literally like looking for each individual card you might want instead of just hoping you draw it. It plays very, very different from, say, Magic. But some people might not like that, because a lot of times your opening turn takes like 2 minutes to do, especially if the person takes their time. But yeah, so let's go through my standard decks, I guess. What I was saying earlier before I transitioned and went off on a tangent, is that I took a big break from playing, and when I came back, all my standard decks were no longer standard legal, because new formats came out, new expansions came out, so like all my standard decks at the time became expanded now. So I have like a ton of like expanded decks, but I think I have only 5 standard decks, and those I've only made recently. Like this one I literally made like a week ago, or less than a week ago actually. But yeah, I had to like basically work my way up playing expanded to actually be able to make standard decks. But this is a bad one. This is a burn gimmick deck with Infernape. Doesn't work very well. This deck with this team thing, Pikachu and Zekrom, that I've been using is actually quite decent. I don't have what's that card? Let me look it up. There's a card that's like a yellow fox furry type character that allows you to not have retreat costs with any Pokemon that have lightning energy attached to them. I don't have it, but I need it. But I haven't been able to trade for it. In this game you can actually trade cards, which is pretty cool. Yeah, this guy. So I've been wanting to get this guy, but I think I'm going to have to wait till the next expansion. For anybody out there who's thinking about starting this game, the way you get cards is you wait for an expansion to come out, you play the tournament mode and earn packs, and then you trade 1 pack for basically one of any Pokemon you could want from the previous sets. That's the fastest way to grow your collection, is like as soon as a new expansion comes out, day of, you go to this events thing, you use your in-game currency to enter these tournament tickets that you earn just by playing, and then you get like rewards. Like you get rewards as depending on your placement. As long as you won at least 1 game, you get at least 1 pack. And then when a new expansion comes out, all of these rewards will be the new pack. And then everybody wants the new packs, and they're willing to trade the old stuff for them. So literally just wait for a new expansion, get those packs, create trades, request what you want. And then I think you pay like a small fee, like you pay like 8 coins, I think, to put the trade up for 8 hours. And then you give a pack. It's a really cool system, actually. But for reference, the packs you get from the shop, you have to buy those with in-game currency, and you cannot trade these. These ones you buy in the shop, you can't trade those. Those are like locked. It's a kind of a weird system. If you get a code for the game from the actual, like, physical pack, you can trade that because you get that digitally as well. So basically, I think you can't spend money to buy things in this game. You have to buy the physical packs, and then you get the codes to redeem a digital pack, which again is also kind of interesting, and they could be making so much more money, in my opinion, if they actually offered a way to buy these with real money, just the digital versions. But I kind of respect their move to keep it, like, buy the physical stuff. It's kind of an interesting move, and I really respect that, because it feels like they're not trying to extort money out of whales. Unless those whales already love playing the physical stuff, in which case, I mean, no help for them, but hey. This game is just very poorly handled, in my opinion. Like, the marketing team for this game, just dropped the ball. Because nobody ever talks about, like, people talk about Hearthstone all the time, people talk about Magic now that Magic is the thing. Nobody ever talks about the Pokemon online trading card game. So yeah, the packs you get from events, though, like I was saying, the packs you buy are locked. The packs you get from these tournament events are tradable. And let me show you real quick what I'm talking about here with the collection thing. So you see, like, this lock number, this means you can't trade the card, whereas this right here means you can. So it's like, it's an interesting system in that regard of how they handle their card economy. It's very, like I said, it's very unlike any other trading card game I've ever played in many aspects, from the interface to the economy to the way the game plays itself. It's just kind of like a taste of fresh air in a way whenever you go back to it after a long break. But on the other hand, the game does get kind of boring and repetitive pretty quickly. Like, for example, I've been playing Magic the Gathering as well, and that game tends to just kind of be more enticing to play long term, whereas this is like a stop and start, like play for a week nonstop and then take like a long break. That's usually what I end up doing. The other cool thing about this game is that the rewards are like, they give you so much stuff. Like, here's the month, this resets every 20 days actually. It's not even monthly, it's 20 days. So you get, you know, like, you start with this, you get two EX Pokemon, and you get all this like in-game money, tournament tickets, chests, whatever, packs, and then more packs, and then at the end there's always like a holographic trainer card. On top of that, you get up to 11 wins per day. You get money, and like these can have a booster pack. They usually just have 25 in-game currency in them, but sometimes you can get a booster out of these. You get 11 of these per day, right? You also get your daily challenge. The challenges are actually really shitty. Like, 35 is nothing. It costs 200 to buy a pack. But you can sometimes get a pack as well. But your daily challenges, it's really funny. Usually daily challenges are the way you get the most money. In Hearthstone, it's more or less the only way you get money. Here, you can pretty much throw away the daily challenges, and you still get tons of rewards from everything else. And then if you decide to use your tickets you've acquired in the tournaments, not only do you get tournament rewards, right? Also, every time you play a game, you get a little lottery spin thing, and you usually get about 25, 50 in-game currency each time you win a round in a tournament as well, on top of your daily stuff. So the game just throws resources and cards at you. Now, the problem is that Pokemon is a game where you a lot of times need like 3 or 4 copies of a single card, and the good cards are like, a lot of the cards in this game are just garbage that nobody will ever use. So while you get a ton of packs and rewards, you have to open a ton of packs to actually get anything decent out of them. So you get more stuff, but you need more stuff to have viable decks. It's kind of an interesting system. My other standard deck, let's go back to that, is Executor themed, which this one's actually pretty viable. I quite like this one. This one's pretty fun. It works surprisingly well. And this one is just a Blaziken deck, didn't work out. I don't really ever play it anymore because I think it usually just doesn't, I can't set it up fast enough. But I don't know, I haven't really been playing it that much because I didn't like it. The Sceptile one's pretty cool. The problem with this one is if I can get it set up right, it works well, but about 60% of the time, I like die before I can get anything going. So I don't think it's very viable, but it's based around this ability on Grovyle where you can search for grass Pokemon anytime, once a turn before you attack. So you can literally get like all 4 Sceptiles out by like turn 4 on your field, which is pretty cool. But the problem is a lot of times your Tricos end up getting killed before you can actually get them to Sceptile. And the damage is based off how many total energy you have attached to your Pokemon, and sometimes it's actually hard to get it up very high, which is where this guy comes in. But if you can't get him out on the field as well, basically you need this guy on the field, you need a bunch of these guys on the field, and then you need a lot of energy in your discard pile to get like your win conditions set up. And it's harder than it sounds. When it works really flawlessly, but more than often it fails to start up. And then I just have a generic Psychic deck. So again, about abusing this Malamar card for Psychic Pokemon is amazing. What is it? There we go. It's once a turn, attach a Psychic Energy card from your discard pile to one of your bench Pokemon. This is like amazing. There's a lot of cards in this game that do this, and they're always like highly prized. Being able to just always keep your Pokemon like energied up. For those not familiar with the Pokemon game, you're only allowed to attach an energy card from your hand to your Pokemon once per turn. So the fact that if you have 3 of these guys on your bench, the fact that you can attach 3 energy cards to a Pokemon on your bench at a single turn is ridiculous. So anytime you have stuff that attaches energy cards, it's usually pretty prized, because it's a very slow process otherwise. And then I have a ton of expanded decks, which I don't even want to really get into, but yeah. Let's go back to playing, because I think what am I at? I'm at 5 wins, and the rewards reset in like... Oh god, the rewards reset in 3 minutes. I should have been playing instead of talking, because now I'm not going to be able to collect these, because they get reset. Oh well. Let's see what chat is saying then, because considering we're going to have the ladder, or have the daily rewards reset in 3 minutes anyway. Yeah, the Japanese, somebody's talking about the avatars that I mentioned look like shit. I believe this is the same across all regions. This, like, shitty, weird, like, American manga avatar thing they did, I'm pretty sure it's, like, not region-specific to English-speaking countries. I'm pretty sure it's just a worldwide thing, this thing here. So I don't think it's like they did it just for the US. They just did a really bad choice. I don't know why. Now, one of the reasons you have to consider, though, is this game came out in 2011, and I think they imported those avatars from the Pokemon website, because you could have had a little Pokemon website account back then, and they had like little crappy online games, right? And on the Pokemon website, you were able to make your avatar, and I think they just imported those from who knows how early those were into this game in 2011 and never upgraded them. And the Pokemon website still has those same avatars as well. They kind of they're shared across the thing. So it's kind of like a historical reason as to why they're here, but that's like, it's a terrible reason. Obviously, it looks bad, and they should have revamped them ages ago to be more in line with modern sensibilities. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and play, because I'm taking my sweet-ass time. Let's play one more of these Zekrom and Pikachu battles, and then I'll try using my coconut deck, and then I'll play some of my expanded matches. So usually you almost always want to go first in this game, usually. I guess it's similar to every game in that sense, all card games are like that, but in order to set up Manectric without having to evolve him from Electrike, I need to go second. So that's why with this deck I always go second. Which is very ideal, because if you win the coin flip, you get to pick to go second. If you lose the coin flip, there's an 80% chance the opponent's gonna pick to go first, unless they have a deck like mine, so it's like in almost every single match you're gonna go second, which is really nice. It's always a fun feeling when you want to do the thing that's normally not optimal like that. I always enjoy that feeling of like, I wanted to go second, thank you for allowing me to go second even though it was your choice. Although in cases like this, obviously if it was 2 out of 3, I bet my opponent would pick to go second if it was 2 out of 3, right? But it's best of 1, of course, in just quick play. I actually really want this card. I've been trying to trade for it. I think it's a promo only, so you can't get it from any of the packs. But nobody's offered me anything, or I haven't put up any offers people were accepting yet. I think I'm gonna have to wait till the next expansion to get it. It wouldn't actually work in this deck though, because this deck's all about having like monocolored energy, and this one obviously has, you know, yeah. But the thing is, you can splash this card into like any other deck, because you don't really care about Electric Ball, but this doing 20 damage to everyone and having no retreat cost, that's the important thing, having a free retreat, that's really important. So literally you can splash this into just any other deck that needs like a, you know, a weak supporter to just help out. Ooh, this is an interesting deck. What is he going for here? Huh. Spell tag. This is a weird deck. Rotom. Oh, it's a... Is this... Am I playing expanded? Hold on. This card isn't... No, it is. It is standard legal. Okay, he's going for a Rotom deck, I guess, where you need, like, 9 item cards, and then you can attack for free with it. Okay, interesting, interesting. Ah, that was not optimal. Oh, well, it's fine. Whatever. I could have discarded both energy and then gotten them back instead of discarding this, but it's fine, because this will allow us to draw up to 8 cards anyway. So there we go. It's all the energy I ever need anyway. Let's go ahead and remove the poison point and this escape board. Don't want to deal with that. I can take 4 damage counters if I knock this guy out. I don't care about that. Okay, so this is like an optimal turn for me. You hit with Manectric, this guy can attack next turn. This is literally an optimal play. And I have tons of supporter cards as well. Going very well. 28 damage for each of your Pokemon in play. Okay, so it's 120 at most. It's not too bad. It's gonna kill Electrike. I don't really care too much about that, honestly. It's a little sad, but hey. I'd rather lose him than any of these other ones. Do you have a favorite generation of Pokemon? That one's actually very easy for me. 3rd generation is my favorite, like, by far. Without question. I love 3rd gen. Sceptile, Swampert, and Blaziken are all, like, my favorite starters of each type, respectively. I think. Pretty sure. I'm trying to think right now. Yeah, I think, yeah, Blaziken, Swampert, and Sceptile are my favorite starters of each type, respectively. That is correct. And they're all from the exact same generation, so that's... Yeah, you know, more power to me. Ooh, that was a good call. I get to discard these. That was a really good call on my part. I'm proud of that, actually. I'm very proud of that. And then 3rd gen also has stuff like Camerupt and Sharpedo. I love Camerupt and Sharpedo. I do not like their Mega Evolutions. I think their Mega Evolutions are dumb. But base Camerupt and base Sharpedo are also 2 of my favorite Pokemon. Tropius. I think Tropius is my favorite Pokemon, period. That's also 3rd gen. Groudon and Kyogre are pretty cool too. They're like not my favorite, but as far as legendaries go, they're up there. I'm gonna change my music real quick. This playlist is not playing anything. This is better. Or is it? We can always go back, I guess. Yeah, Gen 3 felt very much like a tropical, like, kind of like, you know, it wasn't like tropical, it was more just like, you know, areas of the world kind of closer to the equator, but not on the equator, because obviously you get kind of desert at that point. But like areas kind of around the equator, that whole tropical line, a lot of that was reflected in 3rd gen. And I dig tropical vibes, so that's really nice for me. I know Alola and Pokemon are supposed to have tropical vibes as well, but they don't really, in my opinion, to me, that much. Like, they're obviously based on Hawaii, but I don't care about them that much. Okay, here's the question. Do we want to kill this thing, or do we want to kill this thing? Because this thing just needs 60 more to die. Okay, I get 4 damage counters if I knock it out, even if it's not an active Pokemon. It can be on the bench and still put damage. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and kill his Zoroark. Okay, game, I got it. I'm trying. Give me a break. Let's do Cynthia. Okay, cool. I probably shouldn't have put this on the bench, I just realized. If you can get this out there, I have no energy cards, which is bad. Nah, who cares? Alright, let's go ahead and do the Tag Bolt. Let's get rid of the Zoroark, because it's also draw support. And these are new Pokemon, the tag team thing. They take 3 prize cards. So how this game normally works is to win, you have to get all 6 of your prize cards. Knocking out regular Pokemon gets you 1, EX Pokemon or GX Pokemon 2. And now they have these new tag team Pokemon now, which are worth 3 prize cards, but have, like, you know, super high health and super high damaging attacks. But on the other hand, they usually, all the ones I've seen so far except Gengar and Mimikyu, they've had a pretty high energy investment of like 3 or 4. Gengar and Mimikyu, I believe, are 2 energy. Alright, this isn't too bad. A lot of my energy is in the discard pile, which sucks, but eh. Okay, so let's go ahead and do this. And then, okay, so it's gonna do 70. I could do 130. There's no point in doing 130 right now. I could remove this, but I'm not gonna knock it out anyway. Yeah, we're gonna just attack. Next turn, finish it off. So what's really cool about the tag team thing, though, is, like, if they have just 1 prize card left, and you have a tag team Pokemon, like, you know, clearly the reward is not equal to, like, your win condition, in a way. So, like, ideally you want to tag team Pokemon out when they only have 1 prize card, because it's a Pokemon that's worth 3 prize cards, but they don't actually get to claim that much anyway. You know, you get what I'm saying. Yeah, I didn't. Yeah, Alolan Pokemon were interesting. I didn't play the Alolan game, so yeah, I didn't play the Alolan game. So what am I trying to say here? Sorry, excuse me. Oh, hold on. Is that a choice band? It is a choice band. Let's remove the spell tag. I didn't play the Alolan games, so my only exposure to them actually has been through this game, through that mobile game where you battle with like figurines, and I watched the Alolan anime, which is better than the Pokemon anime has been for a very long time, but it's still obviously like feels like a kiddie show in too many ways. And is a little boring, but it's the Alolan anime has been way better than like any season as of recent. We're actually not going to attach any energy. I'm kind of afraid that he's going to be able to knock out this guy if I attach any more. Nightcraft, yeah, I've just been in a very like mental health depressive slump. So I haven't been making videos because it's been exceptionally hard for me to work on them. So I just haven't been doing it. So I'm okay, like, in every other sense other than my mental health, which has just been in a decline. Oh, my new meds have also started, or no, my meds that used to be new back when I was still making videos haven't actually been working recently as well, which kind of sucks. So I'm probably going to go off those, which is fine because I ran out of money to buy them now that I don't qualify for Medicare or Medi-Cal, whatever, the free medical insurance through the state of California. But yeah, it's just I haven't been able to find any antidepressants that actually work for me. And then why did I do that? I thought the game was over, so I just attached energy because I was zoning out. Oh, the game is over. I can't win. Yeah, okay. It's fine. It's fine. I just realized it's hard to play this game and talk because you usually have to think ahead, and I'm not actually able to do that. Yeah, the animation in the Alolan Pokemon is very good when the money is there. The thing that's kind of sucks about it is like it starts out amazing, right? And then you can gradually see the budget kind of get tighter and tighter and tighter as they do less impressive stuff with the animation. And there's like a few standout episodes eventually in the first season that I saw it on Netflix. I think I only saw the first season, but there's like a few standout episodes where there's some like nice, zany, like kooky animation, or like Team Rocket, you know, making funny faces or whatnot. But for the most part, the like really impressive stuff is mostly put into the first episode, where it's like movie level animation almost. Like it reminded me a lot of the Pokemon movies, like how it starts with like Ash riding the Sharpedo jet ski around, like. That was like beautiful stuff, but you know, of course, they're not going to keep that up if it's like a television show that's not a vanity project, which I don't think it is. It's just the next iteration of the Pokemon anime. But yeah, the first episode of the Alolan anime blew me away in terms of how balls out it went on its animation budget at times. But it kind of was meant to hook you, and then kind of, you know, and then dangle the carrot. It doesn't really do a lot of that stuff as it goes. But the style still stays crisp and nice. It's just the money no longer is there after the first episode. And they reuse, you know, the mega attacks they do or whatever, where they like have the stone on their arm and they do like the... whatever special attack it's called, I don't know. They reuse those animations every single time. So like, for example, the first time the fire guy, Kiawe or whatever, does it, it looks like, whoa, this is like super cool looking. And then you see it like 7 more times throughout the season, and it's like, okay, yeah, I don't care anymore, because you're just doing that old school anime thing where you reuse your transformation sequence over and over. We're actually gonna go ahead and make a new deck, because I just got I picked, I think, fighting types for my quest, and I have to do this. And I don't have any fighting decks right now, so let's make one. I have a fighting deck back when I played ages ago, when this was like back when it was still standard is when I used it, and since then a lot of the cards in it, actually not a lot, like one of the cards in it has become banned, which is why it's no longer eligible. But yeah, let's remake one of my old fighting decks and do those quests. Collection, no, deck manager, damn it. Actually, no, let's go to collection. The one thing I don't like about this game, interface-wise, is that the deck manager and the collection do, like, it's harder to, like, look through things as you're trying to make a deck. It's a lot easier to just, like, look for stuff while you're browsing your collection. So a lot of times you want to go to one and then the other. It's kind of awkward, but expanded. Yeah, let's apply. Okay. So, yeah, maybe I'll go for this guy. I'm just looking over all my fighting types right now. Definitely gonna have this one. Something interesting that happened is so it used to be Pokemon EX are the ones that got you an extra prize card. But then they created Pokemon GX, which are identical to Pokemon EX, except that they have like a special attack you can only use once in a game. And now, like, a lot of the older cards, which specifically say Pokemon EX to them, are completely obsolete, because they will not trigger against the Pokemon GX, I believe. I now realize I've never actually tried this, but I'm pretty sure they won't. Although, you know what, let me look that up right now. I'm actually really curious. Because if they were smart, what they would do is they would make like a collective ruling that cards that say Pokemon EX automatically include Pokemon GX, because that way they don't become not viable. How would I search for this question? Let's see. Because all the new cards that have like an effect like this, they always say Pokemon EX and GX. They always specify both. But obviously the older cards, when Pokemon GX weren't even a thing that existed, obviously they wouldn't say that. But if they retroactively applied anyway, that would be very cool. But I kind of doubt Nintendo would do that. Yeah, I can't find anything that says such a rule is a thing. Anyway, so I guess this Garchomp just sucks now. Okay, not good. Probably include Lucario. I used him before. Probably won't include his Mega Evolution because it's not that good. So my old fighting deck, back when a lot of these cards were still in Standard, was all about using this Machamp, because for every Machamp you have, your fighting types do 20 more damage. And I'm considering going that route now, but it might just be too hard to pull off because it's like it takes time to do. And by the time you have it, like 2 of these up, chances are your opponent's already going ham on you. And this was my main attacker back in the day, because you can attack twice. So the buffs apply to like for example, if you have 2 Machamps, you'd attack for 70, and then you'd attack for 70 again. But there's a ton of cards now that have like 200 HP. Back when I played Standard with back when I had my Metachamp deck in Standard, pretty much nothing had HP over 180. Pretty much nothing. That was like the magic number. But outside of Mega Evolutions, but like Mega Evolutions skip a turn, and anyway, Mega Evolutions are their own thing. But basically, 180 was the number you want to go to a lot of the time. But now, because there's so many more cards with 200 HP plus, this might not be that viable of a strategy, because I might not be able to one-hit KO anymore. I would need to get it to 110 per hit, so that's 50, 70, 90, that's 4 boosts of 20 to get it to that 110 number, so it might not be, it might still be worth it, but it might not be. It is possible to get it to 110, because you have Fighting Energy that also do that. Let's see, where are they? Fighting Energy, the card it's attached to boosts it by 20. You can have 4 of those in a deck. And then you have the Machamp, and then you have what's her name? Diancie. She does the 20 boost as well. So Diancie, a Machamp, an item, and a Fighting Energy would get me to 110, which is like that, I guess, magic number now. Although 130 would be ideal, because with 130 you could pretty much kill every single thing in one attack. I'm not seeing a lot of other fighting types I have here that are viable, though, so I might have to go for that deck again, or I could do Groudon. Oh, this is for 200 though. 200's back in the day. 200 was like, yeah, that's the number you want. But now 200 again is just subprime real estate. Yeah, 200, and you have to discard a stadium card, meaning if you don't have a stadium card, yeah, it's not very good. Although it has this, okay, so you heal all damage when you evolve to this, which isn't bad. The problem, though, it takes a turn to evolve to it, because you have to skip a turn to make it primal. And this one can be affected by trainer cards of your opponent, which isn't too bad. I tried a gimmick deck with this guy. His ability, I think you take less damage. So I tried to have a gimmick deck with like healing and taking less damage. It didn't really work out. It never does. This game is all about heavy hitters usually. Heavy hitters or control. It's weird to say control in Pokemon, but honestly a lot of decks are based around control. Yeah, I'm not seeing too many viable cards. I think I'm gonna have to go. If your opponent has an Ultra Beast in play, yeah, that's crap. What is that? Yeah, that's crap. Yeah, okay. I think I'm gonna have to just go for the Machamp, the Machamp deck I had before. So let's use this one as a base and revise it then. Okay. I wish I had more of these. Landorus. Landorus is really good. You get to attach energy from your discard pile. I only have 2. Yeah, I only have 2. Sucks. Oh no, hold on, no. I have 3. Sweet. And then we got our Medicham. Okay. And let's get... What was her name? Diancie or something? Yeah, there it is. Should I put one more Lucario in here? No, I think one Lucario is fine. He's not a very heavy hitter on his own. 3 energy for 100 is shitty. Like, it's such a shitty investment in the current game. Because as you saw, like, Pikachu and Zekrom, for 3 energy of 1 type, they have that, like, attack that does 150, and then you get to attach 3 energy cards to anything you want. So, like, 3 for just a base 100 is very bad. But being able to do 60 for 2 and then draw up to 6, that's very decent, actually. But I don't think I want more than 1, because he's not going to be doing very much killing. If anything, he might just be the guy who takes a few hits while giving me cards. I think we're going to go full Medicham here. The question is, do I want 3 or 4? I already have 18 Pokemon is a lot already. So... I guess let's just go with 18. It's a little bit too much, but, like, fuck it. Okay, I could... How many Machokes do I have? I have 1 Machoke. Yeah, that's fine, that's fine. Rare Candy allows me to skip the evolution. Like, you get to just go from basic to stage 2. And then there's a card called Karina, which lets you get an item card from your deck, so... Okay, I don't need this. If I'm hitting hard, I don't need that. Level Ball lets me get... the meta... Yeah, okay, that's good. Fighting attacks do... Okay, so here's this thing again. This Fighting Stadium used to be really good, but now it's just Pokemon EX. Which means it might not work out that well. So... You know what I could do? I could go for... I could go whole hog on these. 4 and 4. I could take out Lucario, and I could go for Shrine of Punishment, which does 1... It basically does 20 damage over 2 turns, 10 damage per turn on EX and GX Pokemon, so I could just go for that. There we go. Right. this card became obsolete because it's draw cards until you have... You can choose one. You can draw until you have 5, or you can do 20 more damage. But now there's a card that's draw 2 cards, and your attacks do 20 more damage. So it's like... Giovanni became completely obsolete because of that card. This guy, Professor Kukui. It's draw 2 cards, and your attacks do more damage. This card also became obsolete because it's... shuffle cards into your shuffle your hand into your deck, flip a coin, 7 of heads, 4 of tails. But now there's a card called Cynthia, which is just draw 6, which is just objectively better than play the odds, you know. So again, that's another card that became obsolete with time. Yeah, Corina is the one that I can get an item card and a fighting Pokemon. So these level balls might not be necessary. We'll see. Scorched Earth allows me. Yeah, I'll keep Scorched Earth in here, sure. I don't know why I had this back then. I think there was less damage back then. Do I want Lysander or Guzma? I think we're gonna go with Guzma. So Lysander and Guzma do the same thing, except this one allows me to change mine as well, which I think is worth it. Okay, we don't need, So Muscle Band does 20 more damage to everything, but Choice Band does 30 more damage to Pokemon EX and GX. And since I think we can kill everything without the boost... Yeah, we should be able to kill everything that's not a Pokemon EX or GX without that bonus, so we're gonna go Choice Band. I don't know if I want the Float Stone, though. I kind of want the Float Stone, but... I'm short on cards is the problem right now. Or I'm sorry, I'm over on cards. Can we take anything else out? Do I really need 3 of these guys? I don't think I need 3 of these guys. Let's try with 2, because, okay, attaching energy from your discard is really good. The problem is I only have 12 energy to begin with. And, like, the only way I can get them into my discard pile in the first place, I just realized, is with this card. Or having my Pokemon die. So it might not be that good to have 3, because I won't actually get to use that ability very much. Most likely this will just serve as a body to take hits until I get this guy powered up. Oh, let's see what chat has said. I've been too engrossed in thinking about how to make this deck. The AT Studio is making a costume party cartoon. Double Fine's Costume Quest gets a cartoon from the Adventure Time Studio. Wow, the girl in that photo looks a lot like the girl in Gravity Falls. Or not photo, but picture. The one who's voiced by BMO in Gravity Falls. This one with an umbrella on her head looks a lot like her. Okay. Costume Quest is a game? I've never played it. I don't know anything about it. Oh, it's just Frederator. Okay, it made it seem like Adventure Time people were... Okay, wait, no, here we go. Okay, the series comes courtesy of Frederator Studios. Yeah. Patrick McHale, a creative director on Adventure Time and creator of the excellent Over the Garden Wall miniseries, has been attached as a director on Costume Quest for many previous announcements, but it's unclear if his work on the show remains after all these years. Okay, interesting. Yeah, because if Patrick McHale's not going to be involved, then it's just another Frederator cartoon, which could vary in quality to, like, any level. Could be terrible, or it could be very good. You can't really say. Any other games that I've been playing recently? I pretty much just been playing Dragon Ball FighterZ, and this and Magic: The Gathering. That's pretty much it. I have a large Steam repertoire that I've acquired that I've wanted to stream, but since I have not been streaming, I have not played those. Okay, one more card to cut. Who do we want to cut here? Yeah, the thing that sucks about this guy is you can't attack unless you have to, like, you need 2 energy to attack. So maybe I should get more like energy accelerants. Like, sorry, I'm having a crisis right now, trying to figure out how I want to power this guy up. There's a card that lets you look at the top like 6 cards of your deck and attach an energy. I think it's called something Elixir. Yeah, there it is, Max Elixir. Yeah, look at the top 6 cards of your deck and find a basic energy card. That seems like pretty goddamn decent, because normally 2 attack isn't a big deal, but almost everything will one-shot this guy. So the whole thing is you need to be setting up multiple of them, and like you need to set up multiple Metachams that are ready to go, you know, ready to like bust ass. That can be really hard to do if you're sticking to the standard 1 energy card per turn from your hand method of attaching energy. And then as far as my Machamps go, I don't even want to be attacking with these guys. Like, these guys are just going to be in the background, hanging out, doing absolutely nothing. So, we need to figure out... Because, yeah, Shadow Power is most likely not going to work until mid-game, and by mid-game it might be too late. It's hard to tell. I don't know how I want to do this. I kind of want those elixirs. The issue is if I only have 8 basic energy in my deck, what is that, 60 divided by 8? That's like... God damn it, I'm so lazy, I don't want to do it in my head. It's like, what, 7.5 or something? Let me look at... Yeah, it's 7 and... It's exactly 7.5. So that's basically an energy... Yeah, that's one... Basically what I'm saying is... Excuse me, I'm like droning pretty hard. What I'm saying is it's a higher chance of not having an energy there than it is of having one there. Like, more likely than not, it's going to be a bust when you use this. So that's my problem here, is... If I want to use max elixirs, I have to cut 4 other cards, and I have to add in, like, at least 2 more energy to make it break even. And I don't know if that's going to be viable at that point. Because...
So as soon as it stops raining, you'll leave.
I don't... Yeah, I don't have anything to cut. I could cut this. I could cut the draw support. This is to fetch energy, and this says this is pretty decent because you can get that card with this card. So if you just need like 1 more energy to attack and you don't have it, it can be kind of vital. So I want to have at least 1 of these, but like goddamn, I'm having a... Now, let's cut this. Let's cut one of these balls. Let's cut this escape rope. And let's just throw in 1 more Cynthia. Oh, I don't have 1 more Cynthia. Whoopsie. Okay, let's throw in 1 more Professor Kukui. And hold on, let's search for fighting real quick. Oh, I can search for basic fighting. Oh, basic fighting Pokemon's not what I need. I need any fighting Pokemon, so that's not gonna fly. Okay, let's see what chat's saying. Sorry, I'm just thinking here. Yeah, I haven't heard anything about Pirates of the Enchiridion on Tumblr, actually. I don't know why Tumblr of all places, but somebody contacted me asking if I want like an early edition of the game, if I agree to like review it. But I didn't see that post until well after the game was out, and by the time I responded to it, like I never got a response back, so I'm sure it was too late at that point, because they had like a pretty small quota of time. but like for me to accept originally. So that was kind of funny because I guess I could have gotten a free game out of it. But yeah, I've heard absolutely nothing of Pirates of the Enchiridion. Like people said it was like an okay RPG. It kind of seemed like a throwaway RPG with an Adventure Time skin on it. And the graphics were kind of okay. Like it's just the problem with it is it was doing that whole cel-shaded Wind Waker-esque look to it, but it wasn't like Adventure Timey enough for me, I don't think. The other big problem is that the character faces looked like locked in expression-wise, and I get that can be really hard to do in a video game, to animate like zany expressions and have faces twist and contort and stuff, but like anytime Finn or Jake expressed emotions in the trailers of Pirates of the Enchiridion, their faces stayed almost exactly the same. And when you're failing to capture like the emotional state of a character in a show as emotional and like zany as Adventure Time, it really ends up feeling like lackluster. So that was actually probably the biggest thing that made me not care for that game, was simply the facial animations looked like they were close to non-existent. But yeah, I don't really have any interest in any of the Adventure Time games. I think my girlfriend might own like the DS, one of the DS ones, but I'm not sure. But I never played any Adventure Time game. Okay, let's see here. What do we want? Oh, cold rest. Let's put a cold rest in here. There we go. Okay. Alright, this is good enough for now. If I spend any longer, I'm gonna be just more indecisive. What coin do we want for our flipping? We can get a blue Lucario, or we can get... I want something like fighting related at least. We can get a silver Lucario. I think that's the only fighting coins I have other than the energy fighting coin, which is bland. These things, I mean. Yeah, it's just like 4 fists. It's right there. Blah. It's right there. Yeah, I don't want that one. So let's go for blue Lucario. Deck box, that's fine. Card sleeves. Let's actually go for these. I like how these look. The original card back for Pokemon that they still use. Let's look at it real quick again. Like this feels so 90s to me. Like this design screams like the 90s. I don't know why, but it's like not bad, but I feel like a lot of the other card games have kind of like more of a timeless feel to their backsides, whereas this feels like very era. Like feels very reminiscent of an era. Even Yu-Gi-Oh! I think the backside of Yu-Gi-Oh! Cards with like the swirl and the emptiness in the middle I think it's a very bland design, but it doesn't scream 90s to me as much as the back of a Pokemon card would. Specifically very late 90s, I should say. I mean, to be fair, Pirates of the Enchiridion, or whatever it's called, it looks like they put in more effort into it than they could have. Like, it could have been even worse. But yeah, most likely the voice acting is the thing that has the most effort, game-wise. I don't think every child-friendly series needs a game tie-in. I just think it's sometimes better without. Because the problem with having an Adventure Time game tie-in is you need to be able to incorporate like a plot that's actually interesting. Like you need to actually you need to actually hire the writers of the show to write the plot for the game. Because otherwise it's gonna be generic tripe otherwise, right? And then you need to have like actual fun mechanics that reflect kind of the world. So in that sense, most likely you'd either need to be like fighting as Finn with like Jake as support with his stretchy powers, or if you want like to go like original character, you could be like a wizard or something. But like you need a system that's not generic, and the problem is that almost every single game tie-in to another product, it almost always is the generic route. And some stuff works okay, but like stuff that's zany doesn't work that well when you turn it into a game. Because it just loses, like, what made it fun. What was the name of... It was the fighting, I think? Yeah, there it is. There it is. So I had like no dreams this morning, or I couldn't remember any dreams I may have had over the night when I woke up, which is so cool because I normally have really bad dreams. Had that one where I had to kill a guy that I posted about on Twitter, but I was actually like super duper happy because for once I was able to wake up and like not feel like garbage. So that was awesome this morning. It rarely ever happens. I think I get like one day every week to 2 weeks where I either have dreams that are acceptable or just can't remember them. This is a very bad opening hand. If I don't draw a supporter card that can change things up, like I might have to just concede right away. Supporter cards for this in this game, for anybody who cares, you can only use one per turn. Like there's trainer cards in general, but then a supporter is like a subtype of that, you know? But yeah. Oh, he's also using a fighting... Oh, he actually has actual fighting Pokemon that don't suck, like this. Okay, 40 damage. Yeah, okay. We're gonna go ahead and let this guy die, maybe, and just try to power up our meta diet. Okay, here we go, here we go. We're cooking with gas, maybe. Does this do 30 damage to a bench Pokemon? Oh, it does. Okay, well I'm just screwed then, aren't I? Because this is bad. He has the deck I'm trying to use, but an actually viable version of it, not a like a weird, outdated Metacham version of it. Have my thoughts on Samurai Jack changed at all? No, they're pretty much identical to what they were before, I think. I was gonna do I did an outline for like a retrospective video, and I still plan to eventually do it, but it's pretty much going to be saying what I already said in my individual reviews. So yes, I still think Samurai Jack just kind of fudged itself. Alright, well, I could kill one of his Pokemon and just give up. Because this is going to do, what, 100 damage? Yeah, 100 damage is nothing. Oh, no, wait, hold on, 140 damage, 140. That's not bad. Okay, I'm going to give it one more turn. Because I could switch out his, like, I could put his Deancing in here, and then put out my Metacham and kill that. Then he puts this back in, though, and just kills my Metacham, and then I have no backup, so, yeah. I think the problem is the Machamps are too big of an investment. Like, I need rare candies, I need the Machop and the Machamp. Isn't there a card called, like, Registeel that buffs things by 10 rather than 20? Oh, here it is. The attacks of your fighting Pokemon do 10 more damage. Maybe I should just get a Registeel then and take out all the Machamps, and then I could put in some Mega Elixirs. Yeah, this is a crapshoot. Let's look up that Registeel, Regirock rather. I don't know why I'm saying Registeel. Okay, and is that Regirock standard? Show not owned. Okay, so it's not a standard card. So it's expanded. Wait, what? Yeah, there it is. Okay. Okay, so this card is already out of current format. So maybe I can trade like a shitty... Maybe I can like trade one of my EX cards I don't want for it. Let's try it. Let's see. The full art version actually doesn't look that good, but I kind of... Actually, Regirock just doesn't look that good. As much as I said Ruby and Sapphire is my favorite generation, but the Regis are not the best designs. I mean, it's kind of what you expect if you want to turn a rock sentient. You expect something like this, you know, like a golem-esque thing, but yeah, it's not great. Well, I don't know. Let's see if anybody's willing to trade. I'll give them like a... Let's see, maybe they'll... like, this is actually a good card, and I have one too many. So maybe somebody will agree to that trade. And then let's ask for another one, because more likely than not, I'm not gonna get any. And let's offer... kind of don't want to offer my full art Blastoise. Charizard? Would anybody trade? Golem? Let's try Golem. Maybe. I used to have a deck all around this card back when 180 was actually a decent number to hit for. But now 180 is like lackluster, and doing 60 damage to yourself assures that what might have otherwise been a 2-hit KO becomes a 1-hit KO, like after your turn ends. So I don't really want these Regirocks anymore. I already traded. I had 3. I traded 2 away. Let's just trade away the last one. So yeah, you pay 8 in-game currency, and for like comparison, 200 is how much it costs to buy booster pack. But you pay 8 to put the trade up for 8 hours, which is pretty cheap. It's like pretty much insignificant. But if we can get those two, if we can get 1 or 2 Regirocks, I think this deck will just take out the Machamp entirely, the Machamp line, and just put in the Regirocks instead, and then put in a bunch of those elixirs, and we'll see how it does. It'll probably still be mediocre, but maybe it won't be. Maybe it'll like be viable instead of right now, which I'm kind of just hoping my opponent gets luck screwed. I don't know how long I'm going to stream for today. I think not too long. I kind of want to put on something in the background on my TV, which I don't do while streaming. So maybe like another hour or 2 today. Oh, my Samurai Jack retrospective would be just for Season 5. If I do anything for the older Samurai Jacks, it would be, Samurai Jacks, sounds like a cereal. But yeah, it would be just like looking at individual episodes that I liked. For example, the one with the robot who has the dog as a pet. It would just be looking at like that, and just talking, you know, about it, just voicing my thoughts. I feel like also a retrospective of the older series isn't... Why did I attach an energy to him? I just realized. I can't retreat with 1 energy anyway. Well, that was really stupid of me. Why would I do that? You know what? Restart. Yeah, the old series doesn't really change that much, I feel, as it goes on throughout its seasons. There's not like big fundamental shifts. Like, the first 3 episodes of the old Samurai Jack, like, set up the world extremely well, but then after Jack, like, saves those dogs by killing the, like, Scarab orcs, after that, things are kind of, like, they're pretty consistent as it goes, like, season to season. I could be remembering wrong, because I haven't seen the OG Samurai Jack in quite some time. But I'm pretty sure there's not, like, a big drastic change as the seasons go on from 1 to 4. Oh yeah, that's true. Flumpy Tripod. Jack is more hot-headed in Season 1 a bit. He gets, like, more... I mean, it's understandable, right? He just got flung into the future, and he's confused, and he's, like, not a very smart guy to begin with, even in his own time. So, Jack being, like, way more flustered and frustrated, and becoming more kind of, like, stoic as the series goes on, is almost, like, not as much character development as it is just Jack getting acclimated to the fact that he's in the future. But yeah, you are right. He does get a bit less hot-headed as the series goes. That is indeed a thing. Can we kill... Can we... I could evolve... Yeah, oh no, wait, hold on, sorry. Let me think real quick. Okay, if I evolve it, I get an extra 20 damage. But... if I get Unseen, I also get an extra 20 damage. Do I have any other cards that could get me 20 more damage? Ah, this is when the Muscle Band would have helped. I think I need one Muscle Band. Yeah, because if I had one Muscle Band, I could literally kill him right now. And I don't, so I guess Unseen it is then. And cards, yeah, sure. Alright, so we're going to change that for the future then. I think I'm going to put one Muscle Band in there for situations like this. Yeah, so close. But yeah, next turn I can evolve Machamp. No, it doesn't matter, does it? Okay, yeah, I won't be able to kill either way. So the Muscle Bands in this deck right now are just... That's the thing that sucks about going... when you have a deck that's meant around killing big EX Pokemon, is a lot of times you have like... You end up having like 5 or 6 cards in your deck that are absolutely worthless for doing anything else. So let's get... There we go. Rare candy. Yeah, like all my 4 choice bands are gonna do nothing. Oh, and actually have 7 cards in this deck right now that are worthless. And a lot of times when you have Ultra Balls, you have to discard cards to use Ultra Balls and items like that. But I don't even have those, so I don't even have like a lot of times cards like that will become discard fodder. I can't even use them as discard fodder; they're just worthless now. But it's fine, it's fine. I'll be hitting for 70 with this guy, and he has one. Executors have 160. So if I can just get one more Machamp set up, I will be able to one-shot his executes. Or 2 shots, technically, because I'm attacking twice. But you know what I mean. So I need a fighting energy. Or a Machamp, but a Machamp will take 2 more turns to set up, because you can't evolve on the same turn you put it down. I've seen all the old Samurai Jack episodes, I think, that I played them on like a marathon a while ago. So I've seen Birth of Evil 1 and 2, I think. Isn't that the one where we see Jack's dad doing the fighting and whatnot? My memory of them is just very fuzzy is all. What do we want to do? Well, I can kill him in 1 hit right now. And then he's set up to... Let's just put this out there, why not? Let's shuffle. Got fighting energy. We do not have our Machamp, though, which sucks. But now we can one-hit KO his next Executor, rather. Oh, and there's the Machamp. Machop. Now I need a rare candy. So I need Katrina. I do have quite a few shuffling cards in this deck, and the bad thing about shuffling is obviously you'd like if you had like a rare candy, or like if I have this and I reach shuffle, I might not still have the Machamp. So it's kind of like, do you want to make that risk? This card's not bad for like a generic attacker, for like a colorless attacker. 150, hitting for 150 for 3 is acceptable. And then you can get the 10% by just like, there's energy that deal 10 damage and stuff like that, so it's not very hard. I don't have one of these is what I'm saying, but if I did, I probably could put it somewhere. It's like a good filler card. It's not very good in a focus deck, but in a deck that just like, I need one more attacker, I need one more thing to soak up hits while I'm setting up. I don't know how fun like watching trading card games is for anybody, honestly, because it seems like unless you already know how the game works, you kind of just aren't very invested. At least that's how I feel. Like I've watched random trading card games I don't play before just to see like what they look like, and because I didn't really understand the systems or the metagame or like the common threats and whatnot, I wasn't really that invested into it. But like if I watch a stream of this game or like Magic or something, I can at least be like invested enough to care in the outcome of the match, right? But yeah. Okay. Yoga kick. So this game's gonna really depend on luck at this point. At this point, like, if he can kill my Medicham, and I can't get another one out soon, he wins. At this point, it's luck on whether you can get the Pokemon you need fast enough. And I play this deck as well. I have that Executor deck I talked about, so I know exactly how this deck works. Yeah, I think I'm in a bad spot here. It's not over yet by any means, but because now that I have energy in my discard, I can use the other Landorus to actually equip stuff. So it's by no means over, but he is going to have the advantage because I won't be able to one-hit KO next turn, and he will. Thanks, Kamui, for the kind words. I really appreciate it. If I do get back into streaming, I probably won't be streaming like trading card games exclusively. I'm just doing it for now because it's kind of easy. But when I do eventually get back into streaming, I'll go back to like actual story-driven games. I still have to finish Lone Survivor. I believe that was the last game I started before I kind of put streaming on pause. Although Lone Survivor is repetitive from what I've seen of it, it's still pretty fun. I was enjoying it at least. That's interesting that he chose not to attack. Oh, he has no grass energy to do so. Yo, I made a really bad call here, I just realized. Why did I should have switched to Landorus. I thought he was gonna kill my Landorus, right? But he doesn't have the energy to attack. So what do we do? What do we do? Do we take the initiative and hit for 50? Or do we evolve and hope we get a way to switch out? Bad plays for me, bad plays. I guess let's just try whacking him. Because I fudged up here. On the bright side, if he actually powers up the Executor and kills the Machop, I can immediately kill his Executor back with Medicham. So that's cool. And then I'm slowly getting this thing down because of Shrine of Punishment. How Executor works, by the way, is this attack does 20 more damage for every type of energy card in your discard pile, so up to 5. So it basically hits for 120 for 1 energy, which is a very, very good power to cost ratio. Obviously, the offset is you have to have enough cards in your deck to be able to get these cards in your discard pile in the first place, which a lot of times leaves you with not too many energy left to attack. So a lot of times what happens is you kind of run low on grass. The other thing that happens is sometimes if the opponent just gets powered up, 120 is still not that big a number. So sometimes it's really sad, but hitting for 120 is just not good enough. Most of the times, the way I lose with my Executor deck is simply that hitting for 120 isn't as good as whatever my opponent is hitting for, and usually I run out of Executor before I take all 6 prize cards. If I have like all 4 Executor on my bench, it's pretty hard to lose at that point, but the problem is because you're using a lot of cards to discard energy, you don't have many slots left over to have cards to search for Pokemon. Although, like I said, this person looks like he's having the other trouble of his energy isn't there. Probably because 2 of it is in the prize cards. So Pokemon is interesting that you need exactly 60 cards. It's not too out there, but yeah, you need exactly 60. Excuse me, 60. And then after you set up play, 6 of the cards from your deck go into your prize cards. So a lot of times people run 2 of a card, because if they run 1 of a card and it ends up in their thing, like their synergy isn't gonna work. So it's interesting in that sense, I guess. And that like sometimes the cards you need are just simply unavailable to you. For example, what if your entire deck's gimmick is like based around 2 cards and both cards end up here? Like you're screwed. So you have to consider that when deck building. Like you have to consider the fact that 6 of your cards are going to be gone for a while. I don't know. I kind of want to just attach this to hit harder, but I'll be hitting for 70. That's still a 3 KO. But on the other hand, if I get another energy next turn, I could evolve. So that would be cool. On the other hand, I could retreat and attack with this and kill him. And I'm gonna play the lottery. I'm gonna just hope that I get another energy next turn, and then I can have a Machamp that's actually attacking, which isn't what this Machamp is meant for. But I stupidly put out my Machop to die, assuming he'd be able to kill it, and he wasn't able to kill it, which just tells you, hey, think harder, people. A lot of this game is literally about just, like, predicting things 5 turns down the line. Like, most of the time in this game, you're not playing what's on the board you're not playing around what's currently on the board, you're playing around what you think the board will be like later, which is fun. I like that aspect of it. Hearthstone is the exact opposite. For example, Hearthstone, you usually, unless you have a deck with like a really weird win condition, in Hearthstone you just play as you go, and in this game you really have to be like, okay, what do I want to set up, what do I want to value, what do I want to invest in? Wow, so I did a very bad play, as you can see. Okay, cool. We can Guzma. Ah, no, not cool. Like, we can Guzma, but... you know what? No, that's not bad. That's not bad. 70... Let's kill his... Let's try to kill this one. Is that gonna work? Yes, that is gonna work. Oh, this is awesome. Okay. Because it's weak to fighting types. I'm gonna do 80, so it's gonna hit for 160. Yeah. Yeah. Awesome. Wham bam, thank you, ma'am. There we go. Cool. I mean, I won basically due to luck, though. Like this, if he had a green energy card 2 turns ago, this would have been a completely different game. And there we go. He might still have a shot. Now he's gonna be able to power up his other executors, excuse me. So, this might still go very poorly, actually. However, this dies in 7 more turns. So yeah. Okay. What supporter do we want? Cynthia? Guzma? How much am I hitting for? That's 50, 70, 90. Oh yeah, I'm 1-hit KOing. 50, 70, 90. Yeah. Cool. Alright, in that case, let's go for Cynthia. Alright. Alright. Yeah, so I basically won due to luck, but that's okay. There's a chance I would have won without the luck. But the luck kind of cemented it. I would say it was a 50-50 matchup from, like, when we were both setting a play. And then I won the luck draw of having energy. Although I kind of also almost screwed myself over, but I made the really bad choice of putting Machop out there front and center when he was worthless. Oh, I caught fire once. I do remember you were asking about lizards and pets in general and whatnot. I hope your cat's doing well. That's awesome. I hope you like boxes of shit in your house. There's an Onion article that says, like boxes of shit in your house? Get a cat. Which, like, yeah. Yeah, that's kind of true. The worst part about having a cat is having to, like, do the litter box stuff and just having to smell the cat's poop if they have smelly poops. I hope your cat isn't too bad in terms of litter box shenanigans. Let's just discard 7. Let's discard my hand and get 7 new cards. There should be at least 1 energy, right? Right? Oh, fuck me. Are you kidding me? No. Oh, no, this is... Oh, no, now I'm luck screwed. Oh, no. This is really bad. I can't do anything. Oh, shit. Oh, this is awful. Oh, no. No. Oh my god, did I just go from, like, winning to losing in 1 turn because I got energy? Well, what comes around goes around, right? Shit. What do I even do now? Yeah. Turn end. I can't do anything. Oh no, is she a kitten? Or is she a grown cat? Because I know kittens can sometimes pee in places they shouldn't before they realize, like, what's acceptable and what's not. But, if she's a fully grown cat and is peeing in your slippers, that's probably not good. It might be kind of hard to fix that. She might just be nervous, though, if she's new. What do I want to do here? Well, okay, let's just use... He's gonna die in 2 turns. Or, yeah, I think I'm gonna win from him getting, like, screwed on that. So I want to keep this Shrine of Punishment, though. But what card should I use here? Let's see. Let's do... Guzma? I can Guzma his... Oh, but he has an energy, so he can just retreat. Yeah, okay. Not Guzma. Then let's just draw 2 cards, because this way I don't have to discard my Shrine. I think I'm going to end up winning from the Shrine killing this guy without me even ever hitting him a single time, which is pretty hilarious. Wow, still no energy. Okay. Yeah, so... Unless he replaces the Stadium card, I'm going to win. And if he does replace the Stadium card,
don't know what I'm supposed
I might still win.
You'll figure that out. I'm not worried about you.
She's a 10-year-old cat that likes peeing in slippers. Well, as long as you don't mind, I guess. But yeah, that's unfortunate. I've never heard of a cat that, like, at that age, you know, pees in one spot unless there's some kind of anxiety it's having or whatnot, you know. But it's certainly possible that some cats just like to pee in places they shouldn't. Okay, and that's it. I win. Pretty shitty end, but hey. Did my daily award not reset? Hold on. Hold the phone. No, it did reset. Okay, it just showed the old one because I didn't log out and in. The one thing I do think this game should fix, though, is as you go higher into playing, the money value you get increases, right? 10, 20, 30, 50 at 8, 50 at 10. Most card games, like Magic the Gathering does this, it front loads the money reward and then decreases as you keep playing. So it should be 50, 50, 40, 30, etc., right? I think they should change that so the rewards are more swayed to the front. In fact, what you should get at Win 3, you should get this tournament ticket at Win 3. Because winning 9 times in a day is actually a pretty significant time investment, unless, like, even if you play fast-paced decks, Pokemon is a pretty slow card game and when it comes to setting up opening turns. So usually, even if you win by like turn 1 or 2, because the opponent concedes, a lot of times it still takes like 4 minutes because both players are setting up play. So they should definitely front load stuff like the tournament entry ticket into the beginning. I don't know why they decided to reward you more as you play more in a sort of daily reward system. That's not very good. But it's fine. Like I said, they throw tons of stuff at you, so it's not that big of a complaint. It's just like I said, it's one of those games where you're probably better off playing like 11 times. You're better off playing once a week and winning 11 times in that one day, as opposed to playing twice a day and winning. Or sorry, as opposed to winning twice a day and playing every single day. It's better to just play once a ton in this game, in my opinion. I was saving these on buying a booster, or sorry, a starter deck that has some like cards I slightly want, but I think since I'm streaming, I'm gonna buy 2 more boosters as soon as I get these 3, and then open 5, and we'll see if we get anything fun out of them. Most likely we will not, but it'd be pretty cool if I pull something nice. Yeah, I think I'm gonna try to stream Friday. I think I'm gonna try to force myself to stream Friday just because it's good for me to do stuff like this, because I think it will help me go back to work as well. But I might just stream Magic the Gathering Friday, possibly. We'll see. And after that, I think I might go back to streaming like actual games. The thing about streaming card games is, like, unless you're planning to try to only stream those and actually draw in the people who like to watch that specific card game, they're kind of boring. There are a lot of other games anybody can watch at any time and have fun with them, but card games are not like that, obviously. The thing that's fun about Pokemon is people at least can, like, recognize the Pokemon, right? But most of the time the game board is pretty zoomed out, and it's not like we're looking at the Pokemon art. Like, I'd probably have more fun stream-wise doing like a thing where I just literally go through all the cards I own, or all the cards that exist in this game, and just look at all the art and say which ones I really like and which ones I don't. Okay, so we have no energy, which is bad, obviously. I think I'm gonna discard my hand. This card discards your hand, you draw 7. This card, you draw 2, and your attacks do more damage, but I really want energy. So we're gonna just sacrifice these cards. Okay, that was a pretty good call in my opinion. I am weak to Psychic. So, can he hit me? No, I think we're safe. He didn't attach any energy to his Pokemon either, so I think we're good. I don't think he's gonna kill me. See, if I thought he was gonna kill me, it would be very stupid to attach an energy card here. You'd want to attach it right there. So when this thing dies, this thing comes out ready to swing. But yeah, he can only do like what, 40 damage at most to me right now, I think. So I think we're okay. I don't know why he did the devolution spray. That seemed entirely pointless, but I also don't know what deck he's playing. I've never seen these cards. I mean, I've seen him, but like I've never like I don't know what his deck strategy is here. Anyway, it's fine. We're gonna kill this guy. And then next turn I get to reshuffle. Not for very many. This guy, you reshuffle and then draw cards for how many bench Pokemon there are. Sometimes he can be pretty good, but most of the time you get about 5. So I might actually, when I get more Cynthias, I'm just gonna get more Cynthia because you draw 6 all the time, regardless of any conditions. Or regardless, rather. I have that bad habit of saying irregardless when I should just be saying regardless. And he still has no energy, so I don't know if he's just got really bad luck, or if he's doing some kind of weird jank deck that I don't know about. I guess we'll find out as we go if he doesn't quit right away. Yeah, I know of Bravest Warriors. I've seen a few episodes. I never actually got into watching it. It's another one of those things where I'm like, yeah, I'll probably watch it one day on the back burner. This deck might be an evolution deck. A lot of people play with a certain type, and they just play cards to evolve to get the daily quest done. So it's not meant to win. Maybe that's what this is, because I don't see any logic in any of these cards right now. They seem completely like random. Like I'm not understanding how this person expects to win. So I think they're just doing a deck to get their quest done. Where they're gonna lose no matter what. Which is kind of boring, you know, but what can you do? I prefer to play with like shitty decks, even if I'm gonna lose with them, rather than... Like, I prefer to make a shitty deck and evolve while playing that shitty deck, rather than to make a deck where I just have to evolve and then concede. Because I still have more fun just like... I have more fun trying to win despite the odds, rather than just collecting the reward. Devolution Spray makes sense now, though, if this is simply a deck where he's trying to get those quest-filled daily thing. Blah. Just, my mouth stopped registering what my brain was trying to say. Other way around, I still can't... Wow, I can't talk. I'm getting tongue-twisted. Getting some heavy tongue twisters here. Well, if he's doing an evolution deck, let's also just evolve ourselves. Ideally, that would have been a very bad play, because I have no energy in my hand. But since he's not going to attack me, who cares, right? Let's just go ahead and Yoga Kick. Oh, that's the other awesome thing about Yoga Kick, is you can kill a Pokemon, and then you can kill another Pokemon with it. So you don't attack the same Pokemon twice. The Pokemon dies, new Pokemon comes out. So like a lot of times when you're hitting weak stuff, like if they have like weak Pokemon under 100 HP and you're, you know, hitting for 110, it's amazing. Back in the day when Standard wasn't as full of monster cards, like this thing was so fun to wreck people with. I'm still finding it amusing right now. It's just not anywhere as effective as it used to be. Also because setting up a Machamp is too much of a time investment. Way too much of a time investment. I need those Registeels. Sorry, Regirock. Why do I keep calling it Registeel? It's a rock. It's literally a rock. It's a big hulking rock. Alright, well, that was not a real game because he was not playing with a real deck, but it's fine. Oh my god, we got a pack out of that! I don't know what the chances of that are, but they're pretty small. I feel like they're sub 10%. So that's actually very cool. the fact that we got a pack out of that surprise box is really, really nice. Usually I would do like a whole day of I would do a whole day of playing and not get like a single thing other than in-game currency out of these like prize boxes. But like I said, there's a very small chance, don't know what it is exactly, but I'm pretty sure it's sub 10% you could get a pack out of it. And that's always a very, very nice feeling when you do. Yeah, I still have to watch Bravest Warriors, which I think I'm gonna watch while multitasking one day, which should make it easier. If Bravest Warriors was like on Hulu or Netflix or something, I would probably watched it a while ago, just in the background. I'm not sure if I don't think it doesn't look like one of those shows where I really need to give it my full attention, you know. But I still also have to watch Star vs. the Forces of Evil beyond season 1. I still have only seen up to season 1. That's a show I actually do want to give my attention because, yeah, it seemed like it actually had some decent stuff in there, and it seems like it's gonna get deeper. I don't know. I don't want anything spoiled, so I'm gonna stop talking about it now. What else do I still have to watch? I still have to watch BoJack Horseman, which I'm not sure if that's a show I should watch while multitasking or not. I'm like split halfway because I saw some of the early season 1 stuff and I really didn't care for it at all. But people say it gets a lot better, and like once you actually get kind of invested into the characters, it's also just like a much more relatable and like heavy-hitting show. Whereas when you're still kind of like getting drawn in originally, it's kind of like eh. That's what people have told me. So I'm not sure if I want to give like BoJack my undivided attention or if I just want to throw it on one day in the background. If anybody in chat has any opinions on that, let me know. Should I watch BoJack with my full intention, or is it okay to watch BoJack while doing something else? Okay, so let's buy some stuff. I think I'm gonna quit the stream early. I think I'm not gonna overtire myself. Maybe I'll stream tomorrow. Like if I do some daily quests in this game or in Magic, maybe I'll just stream tomorrow as well and do these kind of like chill streams where I just play card games and talk to people about whatever they want to bring up in the chat. It's actually a very good format. I enjoy it when all of you post things in the chat for me to talk about because it makes it feel like I'm not just randomly shouting my thoughts into the ether. It actually feels like I'm having a mild back and forth with someone, which is always really nice. But yeah, maybe I'll stream card games now and then if I'm planning to play them anyway. And then on like Tuesdays and Fridays, which is when I was originally supposed to be streaming, maybe I'll try playing some Steam games or PS4 games. We'll see. We'll see. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and buy some packs and then call it quits for today, just so I don't get too burned out. I mean, I've been streaming for like 2-3 hours now. That's not that short. It's a decent enough chunk of time, right? Okay, yeah, let's redeem 2 of these. Oh, wait, I didn't mean to go to collection. That was a mistake. What I was originally gonna buy is just the deck. Which one was it? The Charizard one? Yeah. So, the Charizard I don't care about. It's not that, I don't really want to make a deck around it. But, Nidoqueen, she has an ability where you can search for any Pokemon, as long as it's not GX or EX, once per turn, and put it into your hand, which is a very good ability. If you have a deck that's not based around EX and GX Pokemon, obviously. And then Power Lariat, this attack does 50 more damage for each evolution Pokemon on your bench. So with 3 evolution Pokemon on your bench, and it doesn't say stage 2, it can be stage 1. So as long as you have 3 evolutions, you're hitting for 160. With a Choice Band, that's 190. That will kill most Pokemon GX that are not stage 1 Pokemon GX. If you have 4 evolution Pokemon on your bench, that's hitting for 210. With a Choice Band that hits for 240. 240 is like the upper echelon now of how much HP things have. So that will pretty much kill anything that's not like a tag team Pokemon like Snorlax or something like that, I think. It'll kill like 95%, I think, of all cards you'll see in Standard. So that's a pretty cool attack, because with Queen's Call you get to search for those evolution cards for free, and then that just powers you up. There's also Nidoking, who hits for 200 if you have a Nidoqueen on your bench, which running Nidoking and Nidoqueen together might be kind of hard, because it's, you know, they're both stage 2s, so that's a lot of deck space, taking up, you know, chunks of your... Like, a lot of Pokemon deck building is literally like, what are you willing to allocate space for? That's what it's all about, is like, what do you have to trim out? Like, what is just the fat that you have to trim, and what is good enough to keep as the meat? So it might be too, like, bulky and bloated to run both Nidoqueen and Nidoking, but it's a cool concept, and I definitely want to give it a shot to see if it's viable. So I was gonna buy this deck, but because we're here on stream, I bought the 2 boosters anyway, to just see if we can pull something fun instead. Besides, it's not that hard to get back up to 500. I'll get to 500 soon enough anyway and just buy that later. The reward at 1400 the ladder points, which there's tons of days to get to anyway, is 600 coins. So let's open these packs. Bee and Puppy Cat. Bee and Puppy Cat, I've heard good things about it. It's one of those shows that's, like, not very much talked about. It seems like kind of one of those shows that flies under the radar a lot. But all I've heard of Bee and Puppy Cat is, like, yeah, it's good, it's cute, kind of like, it's fine. Like, I've never heard any strong opinions other than it's good and cute. It's another one of those shows, again, that's on my backlog to one day watch. But I've never heard strong opinions of Bee and Puppy Cat other than, like, yeah, it's decent. Nobody has ever said Bee and Puppy Cat is bad, that I've seen. Which doesn't mean it's not bad, it just means I've never seen that criticism of it. Or opinion of it, rather. Saying something's bad is not a criticism, saying why it's bad is. What was another show I wanted to watch? Fuck, what was another cartoon? Oh my god, I'm brain farting. Bee and Puppy Cat reminded me of another cartoon. Oh, We Bare Bears. I tried watching We Bare Bears on, like, Hulu, I think, and I couldn't get into it. I think I watched, like, 10 episodes, and I wasn't feeling it, but I've heard good things about We Bare Bears. But it was also just kind of a little too, like not enough was happening for me in the sense, like, it felt like Adventure Time Season 1, but wasn't as funny as Adventure Time Season 1 was. It wasn't, like, as zany or, like, weird and goofy or, like, unexpected. But it had the same kind of, like, I guess, kind of presentation, or not presentation, it had the same kind of, like, you know when a show's, like, all ages, but clearly more aimed at kids than adults, rather than just kind of being for everyone on equal levels? It kind of felt like that, but without the goofiness that made Season 1 of Adventure Time, like, tolerable for me. So yeah, I don't know. I might give it another shot later. Maybe it gets better as it goes. Many cartoons do. But I've heard good things of We Bare Bears, so it kind of bummed me out when I tried giving it, like, a 10-episode shot, and none of those episodes really did anything for me, and none of it hooked me. It was a little disappointing. Okay, well, let's open Celestial Storm first. What do we got? Okay, so I've had all these cards before. If I didn't have them, it would say new. And let's see. When we play this Pokemon from your hand, to evolve one of your Pokemon during your turn, you may put 2 supporter cards from your discard pile into your hand. That's not bad. The problem is it's a very it's a stage 1 ability, so, you know, having to play a Skitty and this thing's not going to be attacking. Okay, what I'm trying to say is, this thing will not be an attacker. Cat Kick 40 for 2, that's crap. So we will not attack with this ever, if we can help it. So having to spend 2 cards in order to fetch 2 other cards, but those cards are in your discard pile, not your deck, your discard pile. That's not very good. I would say this is a bad card. Like, getting 2 supporter cards is amazing, but you first have to have used them already, and then on top of that, you have to invest 2 cards to get it. and wait a turn at that, because you can't evolve the first turn, you know, if something's on the board. Now, if this was, you may search your deck for 2 supporter cards and put them into your hand, that would be acceptable. I probably still wouldn't want to use this card, but it would actually be, like, goodish. The fact that it's discard pile makes this card pretty much throwaway. So this is what I mean when I said earlier that Pokemon gives you a ton of rewards for playing it for free. You can play this game completely without investing any money into it whatsoever. Although if you want to invest money, you have to buy the physical cards, which in that case you own the physical cards, which is pretty cool in and of itself, right? And you could also sell the rare stuff you get at like card shops and then buy more cards, right? That's neat. But anyway, the bad thing about the Pokemon trading card game is like all of these cards suck. Like all these cards are not viable. I mean, I guess Larvitar and Pupitar, I think there's a Tyranitar GX card, and that one's okay. So maybe these are usable, but all these other cards are trash. TV Reporter is not good either, as a supporter. So, like, most of the cards you're going to get in a pack are just garbage. So that's the thing that sucks about Pokemon, is, like, you get so many cards, but so many of them are absolutely pointless. Another... Basically, if it's not a EX, it's almost always going to not be worth it. 30 damage to your opponent's bench Pokemon. Heavy impact. 4 for 100. What is this? This is shit. Why is this card even rare? This is like on the level of an uncommon. Yeah, 4 in the retreat cost too. Yeah, hitting for 100 for 4 is something that was acceptable in this game like 6 years ago, maybe. And this isn't even stage 1, this is stage 2. This was like not the only time hitting for 100 was acceptable was when this card was still in like like gold and crystal versions of the game or whatever, like pre-Ruby and Sapphire, Gen 2. In Gen 2, for energy for 100 on a stage 2 was acceptable. Like this is garbage. Hitting all the bench Pokemon isn't that bad, but like, ooh, this is a bad card. And this is what I mean. Again, you'll open a pack, you sometimes get 1 rare, you sometimes get 2 rares. In my case, I got 2 rares. These are both considered rare because of the little star icon. Uncommon is like a diagonal thing. This is common circle, and uncommon is, yeah, like the diamond. So you open a pack, and then you get all crap. None of this is usable. So that's kind of what sucks about Pokemon when you first start this game, is you have to play for a very long time before you get any viable decks. And you're going to be playing with theme decks for a while, which, like, hold on. Theme decks are, decks you can buy in the shop or that you get from just joining the game. So, like, I have, like, 29 theme decks, right? Which is a lot of choice, but theme decks are very boring. Theme decks are awful. They don't have synergy, they don't have, like, a way to cycle through the deck very quick to get cards. Playing a theme deck is usually at least 50% luck as to who wins. Like, it's not about strategy that much, it's literally about luck. The main game is mostly strategy, but the theme decks are luck-based. And you have to play with these a lot before you get enough cards to make viable regular decks. So a lot of times what you start to do when you first get into the Pokemon trading card game is you play the tutorial, you play the CPUs get you packs, like you get a pack from these guys, you get a deck from these guys, blah blah blah, you beat all the CPUs, which is very boring. It might be fun because you're learning how to play the game for the first time and you haven't played Pokemon forever, and it's kind of neat, right? It's like a novelty thing. You're like, oh, this is new, this is fun. But it quickly gets boring by the time you beat all the, like, there's, I think, like 10 of these. And there's so there's like 30 CPUs you have to fight to get all the free packs from them. That's a lot of CPUs, and it gets boring by the time you're on, like, number 10, trust me. So yeah, it's, like, not too great. And then what you have to do is you take your theme deck, whatever one you like, you go to this tournament mode, and then you hope you win packs from the tournament mode with your theme deck, which is basically just luck. You're basically just playing a lottery, because like I said, the theme decks are more based around the luck of the draw than they are how well you play them. And then when you get packs, you trade them. And then you make some cheap decks from trading. Instead of opening the packs you get from tourney, trade them all away. And then you make your first viable deck. And then rinse and repeat until you have a lot of viable decks, and then you can kind of stop. And then just acquire cards normally. So yeah, starting this game, it's not that bad in the sense that you get shard with stuff, but starting the game is bad in the sense that you're forced to play theme decks for a very long time, and a lot of people I think probably will find those boring and stop playing early. Whereas games like Magic or Hearthstone, the problem with those games is your deck sucks compared to your opponents. Here, your deck doesn't suck, it's just boring to play. And then when you finally get a deck that isn't boring to play, it probably will suck for a while. So, you know, free-to-play games are always kind of a hassle to start, though. It's always going to be a thing. Or, like, free-to-play trading card games, that is. Or trading card games in general. Trading card games in general, just... until you get a lot of cards, it's always kind of... play, you know? We got another Nidoqueen! Okay, cool. So if I buy the deck, I'm gonna have 4 of these already. So maybe I shouldn't even buy the deck. Maybe it's not worth it at this point, because I'm just getting them from the packs. What does this do? That's not that good. And then it's a shiny common. So sometimes, like I said, you get a second rare here. Other times, like this card will always be a foil, like always be holographic on the card itself, not the image. But whether it's rare, uncommon, or common is just kind of up to chance. I don't know the percentages. But in this case, we just got a shiny Geodude, which is like, again, throwaway. Who cares? Marowak. 20 attack for 20 damage for each Pokemon with a Alolan in its name that you have in play. So it's like 120 at most for 2. If it was for 1, it'd be good. Since it's for 2, it's crap. So again, not good, not good. That's 3 packs now that I've opened and I haven't gotten a single good card out of them. And that's kind of the sorrow of the PTCGO. But on the other hand, you know, it's fun because the cards look like it's Pokemon, you know? It's Pokemon. Joltik's cute, right? Like, blah, blah, blah. You can't hate on Pokemon. It's just, it kind of sucks where after you open like 10 packs and you get 1 good card out of it, maybe. Yeah. Sometimes you flip it, and I've never seen this card before, but I can tell it's bad from just looking at it right away. Like, just from far off, you can tell it's like 30 for 2, not good. 25% chance of knocking out, that's bad. 3 retreat. Let's see if we get 1 good card. Shiny Grimer. That's... that I was gonna say that almost looks like an old school card, but it's the background that reminds me of like the old Gen 1 and 2 cards. The Grimer itself, stylistically, this Grimer is like updated because older Grimers were like more pudgy and the art style was more like retro. So this is like a fancy looking Grimer with a background that seems like a Gen 1 background. I think I started collecting Pokemon cards around the time when Gen 2 like first came out. So I had a lot of Gen 2 cards, but I also had quite a bit of Gen 1 cards. I threw all those cards away when I had to move to Hawaii. I no longer have... I think I have like a few really pretty rares that I saved, but for the most part, I haven't kept any of my trading card games. Ooh! Okay, there we go. So I believe that was our 4th pack or 5th pack, and there we go. We got a cool card finally. I love the art on this. The art is sick. This is one of the new tag team Pokemon where your opponent gets 3 prize cards instead of 1 if they die. But 270 HP, it's a fuck ton of HP. Remember I was talking about how 95% of things will have less than 240? Well, this and Snorlax are a few of the rare Pokemon, and Wailord I think too, that have 270 plus. So it's a friggin' high HP number. It's awesome. The attacks are very expensive, but all tag team attacks are expensive. But yeah, so this is something you wanna buff up while it's on your bench through a variety of means. You can use, there's double colorless energy. You can have up to 4 of them in a deck. So you can just have like 2. You know, this could cost 2 or 3 respectively if you have that double energy. But this burns, confuses, and poisons the opponent. So that's ridiculously good. Like Confusion, you flip a coin, if tails, you take 30 damage and your attack does nothing. So confusion is basically a 50% chance that you fail to attack and hurt yourself a little. That's amazing. So a lot of the times when you confuse somebody, they're gonna retreat. Like, it's not worth it. It's not worth to skip out attacking and take damage and probably get killed the next turn. Burned and poison just apply damage over time. But yeah, this basically will hit for... The burn and the poison together are 30. Plus, so basically it hits for a guaranteed 80 and then leaves confusion. Which, yeah, it's really, really good. Solar Beam, just a generic 150 for 4. It's not bad, you know. We'll finish things off. We'll one-hit KO a few weak things. Evergreen, heal all damage from this Pokemon. If you have one extra energy card attached to it, shuffle all cards from your discard pile into your deck. Which is like, whatever. Like, the discard into the deck thing. Take it or leave it, doesn't really matter. I probably would not invest in the extra energy unless I was gonna like deck out or some weird reason like that. But just having the ability to do the 180 is not bad. If you don't remember Evergreen GX attacks, you can only use one GX attack on any card in a game, like on any Pokemon. All GX Pokemon have a GX attack, but you can only use a single GX attack in a single game, regardless of how many Pokemon you have with that attack. So yeah, it's not a very good GX to commit to, but if need be, if you can kill something for 180 but can't for 150, you know, it's there. But the Pollen Hazard is the real like MVP. The high HP amount and the Pollen Hazard. The decks I've seen that have played this so far, they're about healing Venusaur. There's like Shaman cards that you can heal like 20 damage a turn, and stuff like that. So this basically is all about being like a big buff tank and leaving your opponent's Pokemon confused. And you know, if they retreat and can't attack, or if they attack and flip a tails and hit themselves, that's just an extra turn for you to heal yourself. So it gets pretty annoying when it gets going. It will die, obviously, though, if you can't set up the energy investment. But yeah, this is awesome. I really wanted this card, so happy I got it. Yeah, that was our fifth pack, actually. That was 5 packs before I got one good card. And then final pack. Let's go. Shiny Litten. Yeah, just nothing, just shiny common card. Nothing extraordinary here. And crap. Didn't even read it, but I can tell. If you have used your GX attack, this attack does 70 more damage. If this cost 1, it would be good. If this was a 90 for 1, it would be good. The fact that it costs 2 for 90 with the condition, too much. It's too big of an investment, not good. Steel Wing, 90, you take 30 less damage. When you have 110 HP, that 30 less damage is probably not going to matter that much. This is crap. 3 energy for 90 hitting move is just a ton. It's not worth it. So we got one good card. We got one awesome Venusaur and Celebi card. Hey, at least it was something. I was honestly expecting to get nothing good. So yay! Yeah, Venusaur in the games with like with Leech Seed and stuff was pretty fun. The problem was it wasn't like competitively viable. Like if you try to PvP, you know, in Pokemon with a Venusaur, and you try to go for like a Leech Seed or status thing, it's just Venusaur was not bulky enough. Its HP and defenses were too low to pull that off very well. I actually don't know what Venusaur. So, I don't know Mega Venusaur stats. I stopped playing before the Mega stuff came out. I don't think Venusaur was a very viable Pokemon in competitive Pokemon play and in the games. Mega Venusaur maybe is viable. I wouldn't know. Like I said, I stopped playing competitive Pokemon before that generation with the Megas released. But Venusaur is my favorite starter in Gen 1. I mean, it's like an old school, like, you know, 1890s style dinosaur with a big old bulb on its back. What's not to love about that? So here's the thing about the Pokemon games. I only played Pokemon for the competitive Pokemon aspect. I love the competitive play. Like, I didn't really care about the story too much. Like, when I first played Ruby and Sapphire, when I played Blue and Crystal and then like Ruby and Sapphire, back then when I was like still 11 or whatever, back then, yeah, I played it, for the actual game itself. But I think around the time I turned 13, around when Diamond and Pearl came out, that's when I started playing Pokemon only to acquire Pokemon that then I can use to play competitively with other people. So I was one of them competitive, freaks. And I try to do like RNG stuff and acquiring like perfect IVs as well when that first came out. And I actually quit playing Pokemon competitively because the IV stuff, even with the RNG exploits, was just too much work and hassle. Like, it really was too much of an investment, too much time sink. It was ridiculous how many Pokemon I bred, back in the day for the right nature and whatnot. I discarded so many unwanted babies back in the day. And yeah, I don't play Pokemon at all anymore either. There was that Pokemon Battle Simulator. I forget what it was called, but you could basically pick whatever Pokemon you want. You can give them whatever IVs you want, and then you just fight other people. It was like a program for the computer, like an unofficial one. And it was basically a Pokemon Battle Simulator. So if you wanted to play competitive Pokemon, you don't need the game. You can just get the program. And I played that for a while, but it was really funny actually, because I only played that when I still felt like also playing the real game and having the real Pokemon. And around the time I stopped caring about actually having Pokemon in the actual games, that was the same time I stopped bothering with competitive play on the Pokemon Battle Simulator thing as well. So my desire to play competitive Pokemon died around the time I didn't want to breed an RNG exploit Pokemon anymore. Which is probably fine. It was such a time investment. I play enough online trading card games right now as is. I mean, I just play Magic and I pretty much only play Magic and Pokemon, but that's enough. Trust me, that's enough. That's a big time sink. I play Hearthstone maybe once a week when I get really, really bored, but I don't like Hearthstone. Now that Magic is a thing, I'm one of those people who's like, fuck Hearthstone. I don't want to open these because I want to trade them away. As you can see, they are not locked. So I'm going to be trading these for something, hopefully. So yeah. You know what? Actually, we have a Registeel trade going, right? That I try to set up. Let's see if anybody would be willing to take... Because Registeel is no longer standard, I can't imagine it's in high supply. And it's not a card that you really... I don't know. It's not a splash card, it's a card that's dedicated to fighting builds specifically. So maybe somebody would be actually willing to part with their Regirock. I keep saying Registeel. Maybe somebody would be willing to part with their Regirock for 2 of these. I kind of doubt it. But hey, all it costs to try is 8 in-game currency, which is like nothing, like I said before. So it's worth a shot. If it doesn't work, I won't do it again. A lot of the trades I attempt, I try once, and if nobody bites, sometimes I try a second time, but if nobody bites the second time, I stop trying, because it means they're never going to bite. Alright, there we go. Alright, hopefully one of these goes through, and I get Regirock out of it. This is the one I expect the most. I know I asked for, like, the full art version, which is a little, it's a little demanding, but this card is, like, actually decent, so... that might fly. This is not that good of a trade, and I actually expect this to not get accepted. And then this is... It just depends how much people value this card, like I said. If it was standard, this card, this would never fly. But because this card is an expanded format now, not standard no longer, this might work. I'd give it about a 25% chance of working, somebody taking that offer. Usually your trades rarely get accepted right away, because when you go to the trade menu, here, let's go. When you go to the public offers, right, it shows the ones that are about to expire first. So it shows the ones that end soon. So like, when you have 8 hours, unless you search for it specifically, you're not going to see that trade pop up until much, later. So usually you set up the trade, you log off, you come back the next day and you see if it worked. Because, unless you offer something people really want, that they're actually searching for, you're never gonna get the trade accepted, like, immediately. Okay, well, this has been... God, look how bad this looks. I hate it. Why did they commit to these characters? Why did they commit to characters that don't have an outline around them when, like, all anime? Like, I don't think there's any anime out there where characters don't have an outline around them. Or if there is, it's definitely stylistically weird and unusual. But for this game, they committed to these weird avatars that don't have an outline around them and look like they were made by, like, a 12-year-old. Like, this is, like, I drew cartoon people like this when I was, like, 8. Like, this is what I drew people like when I was 8 to, like, 10. This is not, like, a professional-looking thing. This looks so fucking weird. I don't know why they did that. Like, Anyway. I might stream tomorrow. If I do, it'd be Magic the Gathering. I might not. We'll see. I'm gonna try really hard to stream Friday. I'm gonna try really, 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 really hard to stream Friday. And I'm gonna try to just stick to the Tuesday-Friday schedule I set out a while ago that I then ignored for however long it's been, 5 months, 500 years, what have you. Outbreak Beardsley, I remember you as well. You were a semi-regular back in the day. Nice to stop by to say bye. Okay, and then I'm gonna keep trying to work on YouTube stuff. We'll see how it goes. It's been bad. It's been very bad, but we'll see. I almost feel like I should try to make something that's not the Adventure Time review, you know, because that's going to be kind of lengthy and I definitely need a script for it. I almost feel like maybe I should just make something, like, unscripted and just throw it out there to have it. But on the other hand, I don't want to delay the Adventure Time review any more than it has already. So I think I'm still going to stick to that. I'm going to make it first and then do all the small little stuff I've been neglecting. But yeah, fingers crossed, wish me luck. It's literally just luck of the brain chemistry on whether this gets done soon or not. But I'm hoping by next month I can finally, like, reactivate my Patreon account, you know, because I haven't been charging my patrons for the months that I make nothing. So my Patreon has just basically been on standby for like 5 months now, and nobody's been getting charged because I haven't put anything out. So hopefully I can make something. Hopefully I can start the Patreon back up. Hopefully I can get into a groove. Maybe make weekly videos if I get really lucky. I'll try really hard, but, you know, trying's not always enough in life, as everyone finds out. You can try and still fail. It's just gotta go one day at a time, and keep trying even if you keep failing. So yeah, we'll see you all some other time. Thank you for hanging out. It was nice to see you all. Sorry if this game's a bit boring, but hey, I didn't want to commit to anything else right now. I wanted to do like a very easy to play, kind of chill back, test the waters stream, and this wasn't so bad. I thought I would actually be having a harder time like sticking to it. Like I actually almost canceled this entirely today, and then I was like, no, I really should try to do it and see how I feel afterward, and I don't feel too bad. If I went for like 2 more hours, I think I'd feel exhausted mentally, but I'm quitting after 3 hours. I think that's okay. Alright. Let me get OBS open here so I can close the stream officially. Turn off my Chillstream music in the background. And yeah, goodbye, so long, thanks for all the fish.